my God, you're already here? You people. Went live a second ago, but it was glitching. It had like somebody else's audio in there. And it wouldn't go away, so I had to reboot my phone. Oh, thank you for the fan club thing already. Okay, Hillary. I'm inviting people. So invite your friends, invite your enemies. We got quite a show coming today. Brothers and sisters, boys and girls. You like controversy, you like a bloodbath. You do. You know it. I know it. Let's stop playing these fucking games. That's why you're here. Everybody been talking about it all night long. I've been the subject of in so many lives. And I'm feeding on my enemies. Where attention goes, energy flows. That's the first lesson of the day, kids. As long as you can keep them talking about you, you can move mountains. Oh, wait. Shit, I already invited those people. Get out of there. Okay, so somewhere after Sebastian, I left on. So we're getting a little early start today, just so I can, get the people in here before we start with the controversial shit that you all tuned in for. So, Zazon, I needed to get out of there. Sebastian, kick everybody out of the boxes. We're not doing boxes for a bit. We're going to bring in Rob. We're going to let me and Rob have a little conversation. And then we will unleash the hounds. Thank you for wanting to come in live. We're not going to do that right yet. Do kind of like we did with Bree. Me and Rob gonna have us a little talk. And Rob is a very controversial person. However, well, I stated earlier that I think I came out against Rob at one point, but after going through all of the evidence that I've been provided, I don't think I actually did get involved in that. I don't think I actually made a video about that. I don't know. Yeah, you can sit in the box. You just shut the fuck up. A lot of the people opposed to Rob have no credibility in my court at this time. So I thought I would review the case before jumping on the bandwagon and condemning Rob. I want to hear it all. I have seen a fuckload of screenshots now. Wait, do I got to invite Sebastian up? What's the deal? Oh, okay. I've seen a fuckload of screenshots and I've been conversing with Rob, and I want to hear the whole story. And I want to hear him tell us, what he thinks he did wrong and how he's been wrong. Rob is Rob Conger, Rob Sear, very controversial person with a lot of ladies on TikTok. But now I recognize that it's not just the enemy of my enemy is my friend, but those people turned on me. And they spread a whole lot of bullshit, including videos that are altered to make me say things that I didn't, in fact, say. Hello, Bree. So they have no credibility in my court. However, if any of them wants to jump on later, we're going to have us a little one-on-one with Rob, and then we'll open it up to other people to get in there. So if you have a beef with Rob, then we'll hear about that. I now know that one of my other moderator, Lux Lady Crystal, she got a long-standing beef with Rob too. I didn't know about that one. So that's going to be interesting. And then I think me and Mystic Miami get along now. I'm not sure how that's going to go because a lot of the beef involves her. And, we'll bring her up in a box if she wants to come up in a box. Hello, Christina. So we're going to be talking about controversial shit that goes here on Witch Talk. A guy that's been called a predator, a pedo, a whole bunch of shit. And for judging him, which I already kind of did before, I had been given some screenshots and evidence, and then it turned out that was not the whole truth. And so I'm hoping that's Rob over there, but we're going to wait. I can't even see what time it is right now. We can give it like 6 minutes. People are expecting us to be in here at 2. I just wanted to get a good early start so people could get in here. And then we're going to talk to Rob. And we're going to hear Rob's side of the story. And then anybody else that wants to jump in after me and Rob have a little talk, then we'll hear their side of the story. Now, for those of you that don't know, in addition to all of the things that I've done, I have had a very interesting life. I am an ex-cop. And between that and my witchy skills, I have these lie detectors right here. If I see your face too, there's other lie detectors too. And hopefully maybe we'll see Rob's face when he comes on. But if you come in here and you lie, I will know. And I may not let you know that I know, and I will give you enough rope to hang yourself. Christina was in the Coast Guard. Right on. Thank you for your service. Freighter, hello, how are you? Horn Cypress. We're going to wait like 5 minutes and then get on with the show. I just wanted to start a little early because, I've been the subject of a lot of people's feed for several days, stuff that I did. And now the fact that I'm going to bring Rob on and they all hate Rob so much, they've been talking about me all night. And so before we get started, this is why my most popular class on TikTok is Magical Warfare Feeding on Your Enemies, because TikTok is toxic. And when I get that many people paying attention to me, I absolutely do that spell. And tomorrow I will go out and get me a lottery ticket because there have been a lot of energy spent, a lot of attention spent on your old Uncle Perch. Rob Freighter, it's Rob Conjure, also known as Rob Seer. He's been a controversial figure in a lot of circles out here. But now, I don't think I actually had trust for those circles, but we had a peaceful relationship up until recently. And then it occurred to me, actually Bree brought it up, that I have been shown only part of the evidence about Rob. And that evidence was bad, but I judged him on what I thought was the whole truth, and it wasn't. So yeah, later we can ask, but today we're going to be dealing with some shit going on in our community that needs to be talked about. This shit should not be swept under the rug, and people shouldn't be convicted in the public sphere on evidence from non-credible witnesses, shall we say. And I'm sure you're going to be here if you're not here, you possibly non-credible witnesses, but after I have my talk with Rob, we will give people a chance to get up in boxes. And if you have something to add to the case, then we'll hear it from you. Hey, Rob. All right, we're gonna wait 2 more minutes, and then on with the show. So, bring out your dead.
So I'd like to ask Birch that after we get through with my portion and you addressing me, and we open up the boxes, I would like to ask that Ursa be allowed to come up with me just to prevent any type of screaming match or dog piling, because Ursa does know a lot of the truth of what went on with these people. So just to make it an even match, where if any lies start to get told or whatever, there's someone else up here with me who knows a little bit of the truth that can kind of counterbalance that.
Absolutely. And Bree will probably want to get in the box too. She's here. Well, she's been texting me about it throughout the day. We've been talking about it. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. We're gonna hopefully we're gonna find some truth, because I'm seeing a pack of lies. And the people that told me the lies didn't tell me the lies in a format where I could use my lie detectors. It was mostly in text messages and screenshots taken out of context. But of course, never the screenshots where they were doing the evil deeds. And Rob's got them. Rob's got them. I can almost, if I haven't been on TikTok since, at least 2019, I would have been shocked that this could have even happened here. But I'm not shocked. Uncle Birch has a long history of staying out of mobs. People have often come to me and tried to get me to mob up on somebody, and sometimes maybe a friend of mine. And the thing that keeps me out of it is not letting emotions take over and holding out for three things: logic, reason, and evidence. If you don't have those, you get this, and yes, you can sit and spin. And it keeps me out of a lot of trouble. And it keeps me from joining mobs. Now, mobs happen when somebody says a few choice words like predator, pedo, SA, and then everybody just loses their shit and their emotions take over. And then you got a mob on people, and it happens on all social media, everywhere I'm at. This goes on, and I stay out of it by holding out for logic, reason, and evidence. Now, welcome to the show, y'all. We got Rob Sear over here, who's been accused by several circles in the community of a great many evils. And apparently he has a lot of evidence of a great many evils committed upon him. So Rob, can you take us back to the beginning and tell us the story?
Yes. So I will let you guys know that if you have questions or anything like that come up while I'm going through this, please write them down, because there is no way that I can watch the chat and answer questions and get through all of this in a reasonable time frame. So write down your questions, and when he opens the boxes, you can come back up here and ask your questions away. So I spent about a year total time frame friends with the other group of individuals, which is Punk Rock Witch, Celtic Hex, Wendy, Mystic Miami, River, Grammy Druid, all of those people. And I spent about a total year friend with them. And during that time frame, there were multiple WhatsApp group chats that we were all a part of at different points in time. And there would be like someone who would be in the particular group chat, and then when they would fall out with them, we would transition to a new group chat. So originally when I started out, we were all in a big group chat with Becky, Queen of Ducks. They fell out with Becky. We moved to somewhere else. We were in a group chat with Lisa Lou. Fell out with her. We moved to another group chat. So there were multiple group chats and multiple little people who came and went throughout the time of us being friends with, for a year. Now, I told that to make a couple points here. So I'm going to go ahead and get this story out of the way. That way, this is out in the open, because it's going to come up relevant towards the end of this conversation. So when I first joined that group, we were in a big group chat with Becky, Queen of Ducks, and there was a particular private life situation that happened with Becky that a lot of us didn't necessarily agree with what she was saying, that had regards of her and a boyfriend of hers. And it made me extremely uncomfortable. And the reason why it made me extremely uncomfortable is because when I was a junior in high school, I had a cousin of mine. So my father is the youngest of his siblings by quite a long period of time. So a lot of my uncles are much older, and their children are much older than I am. So one of my uncle's sons had a son who was my sister's age, and he would frequently come down to the house and play with my sister, out in the front yard, whatever. The adult cousin and his wife had a nasty divorce, ugly divorce. She hated all of us. So when I was a junior in high school, I was falsely accused by her of touching my little cousin. I had to go through 10 months of investigation through the police department as well as CPS. Of course, that side had to also be investigated. They came to my house the first day of the investigation and ripped the whole front off the computer, plugged 10,000 wires into it to check for certain things that were alleged to have been on the computer, that I had allegedly showed this younger cousin of mine. And then periodically every 3 weeks or so, a social worker would come out to the school, pull me out of class, had to talk to me in the guidance counselor's office, supervised by an officer, all of this crap. So at the end of the 10-month investigation, it was found that nothing happened on my side at all. I was completely cleared, no problem. There were some issues found with a family friend of the mother, who actually was the person who ended up doing these acts to my younger cousin, who had also done them to me at a different point in time in my life. So it wasn't really that much of a shock to me that he had done this to someone else. But I was cleared of everything, and there were actions taken on the other side of the family with the mother and this family friend and all of that. So that is why it made me uncomfortable to be in this group chat with Becky and her saying these things. So we had made a brand new separate group chat at that time because a lot of people were uncomfortable with Becky. I pulled them in there real quick. I told them very briefly, hey, I've been falsely accused of some shit in the past. I don't feel comfortable with this. I don't want to be in this group chat with Becky no more. So as soon as we can exit that, I want out. So that is the time that they will quote to you that they heard about my CSA story and being falsely accused. That's not the only time we talked about it, but that is the time you will hear them quote it. Okay. And mind you, that was within the first month or two of us having been friends. So if it was such a huge deal to them at that point in time, I don't know why they spent another 10 months friends with me with all this shit. That doesn't really make a lot of sense, but whatever. That's their story. I'll let them lie about it. So we progressed through this year-long friendship, and throughout this friendship, in the very beginning when I met up with these ladies, I didn't have a lot of pre-meeting them history of witch talk, right? I didn't know a lot of you guys when I first came over, so all that I really got was what they told me. And a lot of what they told me made sense. They're really good at making things make sense. They're really good at showing one-sided screenshots to make stuff look like it makes sense to you, where you're like, oh, well, they must be telling the truth. So when I first joined that group, of course, I was told that people like Pandora were the evil bad guy. People like, Mindy were the evil bad guy. Bree was the evil bad guy. Birch was the evil bad guy. And I got all these one-sided stories. So as discourse continued throughout that year with multiple people, Bad Day being one of them, Raven being one of them, Bree being one of them, the guys that I was approached by these people were, we're being unjustly attacked by so-and-so, and we're planning legal action. So, if you can monitor their page, and anytime they say our name, screenshot it or screen record it or whatever, and drop it in here. That way we have it for legal records, blah, 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 whatever. That, of course, escalated because obviously people are not going to take but so much crap from people, right? So as Miami and that group continue to fight back, obviously people get a little more aggressive with their approach and coming back at them. So that turned into, oh, well, we're going to start sending legal notices to people. So can you use Been Verified and look up their address for us? That kind of stuff. because we don't have their address, and we need to be able to send them legal representation. So I did it. I absolutely did. I went on Been Verified and looked up certain people's addresses that they allegedly didn't have to give to them to send legal notice. I did that. So we progressed through this, and things start to get really intense between Miami and Bree. And there's a court case that happens. Bree takes Miami to court because Miami's known for going way the fuck over and beyond into people's personal lives and doing shit she shouldn't be doing. Bree took her to court. So during this time frame of this court proceeding thing happen, when Leslie gets served, when Miami gets served, she starts to panic, and she's like, oh, I need absolutely everything I can get on Bree, blah, 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 blah. Well, at this time, there were two other people who were friends with Bree at the time that were kind of in her circle. One of them was Wild Rose Bloom. The other one was Leslie Liu, a different Leslie. So they had a falling out with Bree and just kind of went their separate way. They were their own little duo. And as part of Leslie's plan, she asked if I would unblock Lou and go befriend her on the guise of getting information about Bree for this lawsuit, because they had obviously exchanged some kind of dialogue or whatever may happen. So I'm like, okay, cool. I can do that. I can, do that for you. You're my friend at this time. I'm thinking you're in the right, Bree's in the wrong. I can do that. I can, make nice with this person for that. So I unblock Lou. I have conversations with Lou about Bree and about the situation. And Lou does give me a little bit of information, little by little, but obviously because we weren't friends with this person, there wasn't so much extended trust that could be had. Now, another important part of the story is that at that point in time, there was another person that was a part of that group at the time, talking to the Moon and My Cats, Renee. She was still friends with them at the time, and her and Lou had some pretty bad discourse that had happened. They had a very strong hate for each other. Renee had posted Lou's children on the app because of the attire they were wearing at the time, which was kind of rebel flag centered. These were old photos, but she had posted Lou's children and had blurred out the face, but nevertheless posted the children. And so as retaliation, Lou had made a video speaking on Renee's passed away child that she did not get to give birth to. So that's an important part of the story, because they really hated each other really bad. So as I continue these conversations with Lou, and as they feel like they pretty much juiced as much of the lemon out of Lou as they can, they're like, hey, Rob, we kind of think that maybe now might be a good time for you to cut off communication with Lou. We want you to block her now. And so me being of logical common sense, I'm like, okay, I've been having conversations with this woman about this court case. I've been having conversations with this woman about Miami's portion in this court case. So if I just go and block her, no words, no nothing to her, just block her straight out and cut her off, who's to say she's not going to be pissed off and go run right back across to Bree and tell Bree, oh, this is what's going on. So I don't think that's a smart decision at this time. I'm like, I really don't think that's a smart idea. And the more I got to talk to Lou, I did start to like her. I'm like, hey, she's a cool person. She's not a bad person. She was just defending her children. It's really not that big of a deal to me. I kind of like her. So as we continue along with that, they start to get more and more uncomfortable that I won't just cut Lou off. And along with that, obviously I was mutuals with Lou on TikTok. And there was a point in time where I had liked and reposted a video that Lou made. Renee saw it. It was a huge issue. It was a huge problem. She flipped the fuck out, went crazy. Why is Rob talking to this person? Why is Rob friends with this lady who made fun of my dead baby? Blah, 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 blah. So when that happened, they had to kind of somewhat explain to Renee a little bit of what was going on, of saying like, hey, Rob's just friends with her to try and get some information. That's it. It's nothing depth. Like, calm down. It's not a big deal. So Renee says, okay, fine, but I just don't want him interacting with her in public because it looks crazy with it looks crazy with him being friends with her and friends with me after what she did. So I'm like, cool, whatever, I get it. Well, that slips my mind, okay, because I'm not here for all this parasocial ridiculousness, like me liking and reposting someone's video. Like, who is really paying that much attention? So it ends up happening a second time. I end up liking and reposting another one of Lou's videos, like maybe a month or so later. Renee just goes absolutely the fuck off, won't let it go. It's a huge deal. She's screaming in the group chat, going ballistic, whatever. So another person who was a part of the group at that time was Angel, and she was Renee's best friend at the time, so she felt obligated to defend her best friend. So I end up leaving the group chat that has Renee in it, and I'm just in the regular group chat with the girls, and there's all kinds of issues, all kinds of things popping up, little infighting. I'm having issues with Renee and Angel because obviously, as things happen on the app, there's a little back and forth in stories where they're saying, oh, I'm going to hex you, I'm going to curse you, blah, 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 whatever. So obviously, me being me, I'm going to respond on my story, with little kickbacks too, nothing crazy. So as this continues to escalate, the girls are trying to calm it down as much as they can. Trying to keep Angel calm, trying to keep me calm as much as we possibly can to avoid as many issues as possible. So they try to squash the beef. They pull us all in a WhatsApp group together. Gina and Miami, and then Angel and myself into a group chat to kind of try and squash it. And in the group chat, I basically just made it known, like, look, I don't want to deal with any of this crap. I'm not doing any more back and forth fighting with this crap. I'm not doing any of this. I'm just not. I'm not doing it. So if you want to continue to make this an issue, I'm just going to basically drop my bombs that I have, and then I'm going to peace out. Like, I'm not doing no back and forth drama for a year. It's just not going to happen. Angel didn't take that well. Basically said, screw me, fuck me, and left the group chat. So directly after that, Angel started posting on her story posts things like, hey, bad day. Rob has pictures of your children and has your address and has collected all this information. Hit me up if you want it. She starts posting a lot of stuff like that. Similar posts directed to different people of things that I had allegedly done all on my own. Cool. So obviously I take issue with that because while I did take part in a lot of stuff, I did do a lot of stuff, I didn't do it on my own accord. Does that excuse me from it? No, it doesn't. But if you're going to tell a story, it's important to include the whole facts because there's a lot of big difference in telling a story and saying, hey, Mystic Miami and Punk Rock Witch asked Rob to go get this, so he went and got it, versus saying Rob just went and got all this of his own accord and dropped it in our group chat for no reason whatsoever. So there's a huge difference in those two stories. I don't mind telling the part that I played in it, but if we're going to tell it, we have to put it all out there. Because I'm not going to be some scapegoat fall guy and, oh, Rob did all these evil things just of his own accord with, nobody having asked me to do any of it, allegedly. So I made that.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Do you have any knowledge who sent CPS to my house?
I don't. That is not.
That was after that.
Yeah. I mean, they alleged that they had a separate group chat the whole time.
I think it's the people that you mentioned at the beginning there. And
yeah.
No matter what they told me, I got the lie detectors right fucking here. Okay, go ahead.
So I made it known that to them because at this time, Gina, Hex, Miami had not cut me off fully. We were not in a group chat together. We were still having side conversations. So I sent them a message and I was like, hey, I noticed Angel's posting this stuff. Y'all are talking about, wanting to have this live and giving Angel this platform to talk about all this stuff. I'm just letting y'all know that if you choose to do that, like, I'm not going to have any other option but to go to these people that you are trying to say that I've done all these evil things to with no, like, you're not telling your part at all. And I'm going to have to give them the full story because I'm not going to go down as some fall guy scapegoat. Well, naturally, that didn't go over so well, I'm sure, as you can imagine. So they chose to still want to perpetuate the situation. They chose to still want to let Angel blast all this stuff on social media and try to pit me as the bad guy. So I did what I said I was going to do. I went to several people. I went to Bree. I went to Mindy, to Bayou Bruja. I went to Ursa. I went to Bad Day. I went to Donna Mac. I went to several people, and I said, hey, I did some fucked up shit, but I need to tell you the whole story of what happened. That way you can fully understand. And if you want to blast me on TikTok, if you want to do whatever you want to do, that's your business. But I'm going to let you know the full story from start to finish and what my involvement in it was, as well as what other people's involvement in it was. And so that's what I did. I went to people privately. I had private conversations. I told them, you know, what the deal was, what was going on, what had happened. I gave all sides. I gave my side. I gave what other people's involvement in the situation was. And for the most part, everyone that I went to pretty much understood. I mean, they had been saying it all along that Rob was nothing but the scapegoat fall guy who would do the dirty work and get it pinned on him in the end. So all the people that I went to privately all pretty much basically understood and were like, hey, you know, we get it. You know, it's kind of fucked up that you did it, but we understand. Water under the bridge, no issues here. Cool. So then they decided to start holding their live streams and, you know, blasting all of this on TikTok for everyone to see. I had my live stream, which Ursa was a part of back then, where I did flash some screenshots up on the screen of them having chats full of people's addresses and pictures of their homes that they had looked up, of having people's pictures of people's children that they had went and got on their own accord, just all kinds of stuff. I posted it up in my live at that time that I held about a year ago now, because this has been another year of freaking fighting with these people. And Ursa was there. Several people were there that can attest that I showed my screenshots at that time. And then, cool, I moved on. They had like 3 or 4 lives after that, whatever. So as time continues to go on through the past year, since I stopped being friends with them, of course, Leslie, being Leslie, continued to attack me, harass me. She provided information to Angel, which Angel used to contact multiple employers of mine, which I shared that with Birch. Birch has seen that, where they tried to contact the tattoo shop that I was working with at the time to allege I had done these illegal activities. When the tattoo shop didn't want to hear it and sent me the evidence of it, she proceeded to harass the tattoo shop, leave fake Google reviews. And she called multiple jobs of mine, sent me several messages threatening to call ICE on my husband. Lots of things like that took place throughout this past year.
Let me clarify. Let me clarify. Who was it that threatened to call ICE on your husband?
Mystic Miami and Angel both put up story posts that were insinuating that they would call ICE on my husband. Both of them did.
Yeah, I saw those screenshots, but I was trying to figure out who the hell posted that screenshot.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to ask you some questions, and then we're going to get going, because I'm sure a lot more of this story is going to come out throughout the broadcast. Well, it sounded like you said some of the things that you did wrong. What else do you think you did wrong?
I mean, there's a long list of things that I did wrong. I did share some images that I should not have. Now, were they nudes? Absolutely not. They were not. I did share one image of Witchfoot. There is a post that Mancy actually has up on their page right now of Jennifer's urn, and there's a picture on the front of it of her sitting in a river, basically in her brassiere and bottoms. That was essentially the same nature of the photo that I shared. Does that make it okay? No, it's absolutely still not okay, but it's not a nude. I did not share a nude of her in a group chat. Still wrong. Still doesn't make it any, more right that it wasn't a nude. The image still shouldn't have been shared, so I was still wrong in doing that. There were a lot of people that I helped those people harm by gathering information, by gathering addresses or whatever, or photos that I gave over to those people. That was wrong of me. I shouldn't have done that. There are some things that I have done in the last year in retaliation, or have said in retaliation to Leslie and others that probably wasn't very kind or wasn't very nice. That probably wasn't necessarily the correct way to go about it. But to clarify, I have never swatted her house. That did not happen. I have never called ICE on her. That did not happen. The screenshots that she has shown were private conversations that I had with my friend Lou and with Candy and Ghostface, who I was friends with at the time, where I stated when Leslie had been calling me a P3DO and a predator all across the internet. She had been threatening me, harassing me, and then there was a point, which I showed Birch this screenshot. There was a point that she took a flight to my state about an hour away from me at the closest airport to where I live, and posted that on her YouTube in a threatening demeanor, insinuating that she was going to take some sort of action of some kind while she was here. So naturally, I'm like, this is going way too freaking far. This woman is demented in the head. And so in private conversations, I did say, I really don't know what to do at this point. I really don't. I have tried multiple avenues, and I really don't know what else to do. Like, should I call the police? Should I call ICE on this woman, because she's literally crazy, and I don't know what else to do to get it to stop. Because during this year time frame of the fallout, I have spoke with legal representation. There was a lawsuit happening. Now, I made a mistake during that lawsuit, and I was still having interaction in my story post back and forth with Miami while this lawsuit was pending and going on. And the lawsuit was against Angel, not against Miami. But because there were no names being used, my attorney said that I cannot prove that that was not about Angel. And therefore, because I was perpetuating it, he was going to have to drop my case without prejudice, and I would have to find a new attorney to represent me. I have also filed criminal charges in my state against two of these individuals. There is current pending criminal charges against them, where I went to the magistrate's office before a judge, showed them my evidence of what was being done to me, of harassment, stalking, and things like that. And a judge agreed with me that it was egregious and put charges on these people. Now, I was told by legal representation, by my lawyer, to do that, and that the one state would work with the other to make sure the charges were given over to the other state to be then served to the correct people. And that's incorrect. They would not do it. Speaking with the other state, with Texas and with Florida, they would not do it. They would not take the charges and transfer them over. It was a big headache, a big issue. So unfortunately, the legal system, as far as on the police side and the criminal charges side, did not really help me. They would have to come to North Carolina and be in North Carolina to have those charges and warrants served to them, which is almost never going to happen. So I did take...
If they do come, those could be served, right?
Oh, yes, absolutely. If they come back to my state again and start threatening me or harassing me or whatever the case may be, I can absolutely pick up the phone and say, hey, someone that I pulled charges against is in the state right now. I need someone to handle this, and they can be served if they're in North Carolina, but they have to be in North Carolina for it to be served.
Okay, so let me ask another question. Whose tombstone was that you sent me that they kept posting?
That is a memorial tombstone of my third great grandfather that is at a church not far from my house. And that particular tombstone is a memorial of a slave and their wife that was in ownership of my third great grandfather around the time of slavery being abolished. And so that was a monument that was put up against slavery, recognizing, of course, the egregious acts that happened during that time. So that's what that tombstone is that that Leslie posted all over her YouTube. That's my third great grandfather.
And as I understood it, Mystic Miami is condemning you because somebody in your family line owned slaves and demanding reparations, I believe.
Yes, that's correct. I am. I'm a big part of the ATR community. I am initiated in Haitian voodoo. I also have my hand of Ifa done. So, and I also have close relationships with some people who are in hoodoo that I'm friends with. So because I'm in the ATR community and because I have an ancestor who owned slaves, that is one of the biggest reasons that Leslie chose to dig that up and post that as a way to against my legitimacy in being initiated in traditions.
Whoa, wait a minute. The way I understand ATR traditions, because I am a Polero, the spirits decide, and you don't get to fucking argue. What you just told me is that you were initiated into two African traditional religions, and those spirits didn't care that your ancestors owned slaves. They didn't care about your white skin. You all don't get to do that. Like, it's Paulo. If Nkisi says you're in, you're fucking in, and nobody gets to argue. Nobody gets to challenge that. You don't get a vote in that. I would imagine Haitian voodoo's that, and Ifa as well.
Well,
all right,
and there's a lot of things on my ATR journey that a lot of people are not privy to. So in my very, 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 very beginning of my journey, which my very first portion of my journey was with Ifa, that is where I started. And when I got my first Ifa reading from my godmother at that time, there was a lot of things that came up with my ancestors. So I had to establish an ancestral practice before Ifa would let me come into Ifa. That I was meant to be in Ifa, but I had to get things right with my ancestors first. Cool. So part of that was figuring out my ancestors. So what a lot of people don't know is that at that point in time, I ordered an ancestry kit, did a lot of digging into my ancestry. And when you're on ancestry.com, you can get records of things. And that is when I found out exactly who in my family and how many slaves they did have. And it was very difficult for me at that time to see that and come to terms with that while knowing at the same time that I was called into a African traditional religion. That's hard to have to sit with. And so my Ifa godmother helped me to be able to have the ancestors that were highly elevated, that did not participate in those acts, in my ancestor altar. and the ancestors who are not elevated, who did participate in those acts and don't have sorrow for that in their now afterlife, to do libations and prayers outdoors at a specific location to try and elevate them, while at the same time going to ancestral lands where slaves were and pouring libations and saying prayers on behalf of my ancestors in reparation to those slaves. So there are a lot of things that I do and take a part of that people aren't privy to, where I do attempt to make amends and make up for things that my family took a part of.
And in your traditions, these spirits accepted these offerings?
Yes, absolutely. After I started that ancestral practice, Ethos said, green light, good to go, progress, basically. And I got my hand of Ephah, and then approximately about 6-7 months later, I received my initiation into Haitian voodoo. No problems, no issues.
Okay, so they don't get to bitch. Okay, if the spirits of your traditions accepted your attempt at, the reparations that you spiritually made, then nobody gets to fucking complain, and y'all need to stay in your fucking lane. Okay, I'm getting ready to open up the boxes, and if any of the people that have been brought up here, accused in this thing, if you want to come up, you can. However, keep in mind, a lot of you, the people that he named in the beginning, you have no credibility in my court. I will be scrutinizing your every word and listening for lies. And the other thing I want to say before we get started with that, why don't y'all get some fucking lives? What the fuck? Doing all this shit and having him involved and looking people up to do all this fucking shit. You do some goddamn witchcraft. Do something with your fucking lives, man. Get a fucking job. Do something, man. There's such a fucking heap of years of ridiculous crap that you all involve yourselves in. Spend your WhatsApps on. Spend your fucking pages on. This is why when I came out against fucking Karen, I said, she's never done anything good for the fucking community. She's never taught anything. She's never done anything. Every one of the people that he named spent more of their time on TikTok, by my reckoning, fucking starting shit with people. Attacking people, doxing people, fucking swatting people. All that. Get a fucking life. All right. Sebastian, release the hounds. And maybe I have to unleash some hounds too, because sometimes you can't get them. I don't know any of these people here. Oh, I didn't see Lux Lady.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, and we're and I got to tell you, yeah, one of my moderators is Lux Lady Crystal, and she said you were involved in some shit, and you laid out some shit earlier that sounded like the kind of shit that they got you involved in. So, but I don't even see Lux Lady Crystal right here. I got two people. I got RM White Catfish. I don't know if they're involved in this or why they want to come up in a box. But,
What is your question, Bree?
oh, I see Bree. I'm looking for. Oh, there we go. We got Ursa. Come on. I'm inviting Ursa, and it's not fucking doing anything. Oh man, this thing's tripping. Welcome, Birch. Coming to you live
absolutely.
from New
And Birch
Orleans,
is not
dealing with the
absolutely, and Birch is not anywhere
Hey,
near
Ursa,
the
can you
only
ask
person.
to come in the box? The invite button's just.
I think Birch is lagging. But yes, to answer your question, absolutely. Birch is not the only person that they tried to do that with. There are multiple people that they attempted to do that with. Some of the people chose to come to me and say, hey, we got contacted by so-and-so, and they said that you did such and such. Can you clarify with that? Can you, do you have receipts? Do you have whatever to show us that, that's what happened? And I gave them what I had. If I was involved, then I showed them that. And if I was not involved, then I gave them the truth of what it was. And they either chose to believe me or they didn't. But Birch is not at all the only person that they have tried to do this with. There are multiple content creators, people who are mutuals with me, that they tried to do this with. And I do have screenshots of that from certain people that they tried to reach out to and tried to do that with.
Okay.
We got a bunch of people in the box. I will ask you to try not to talk over each other and take turns.
May I,
Okay, be cool.
may I speak, please?
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, River, what's up?
Okay, so Rob, this is just between you and I, okay? I have not been commenting about you or anything. I was pulled into a live with Grammy and they told me you were already talking shit about me. So have you already been talking about me on this live, knowing about the restraining order that I have pending
Then
against
why are you here if there's a restraining order? Bye, Tina.
He knows what I'm talking about. He knows that
I brought your name up in the very beginning as being part of the original group chat.
All right.
But
You didn't
haven't-
say anything else about me because I want to make clear if I have to go get that restraint, if I have to go back to the judge and say, yes, he's still talking about me, he's brought things up again, let's go through with it, let's do it. Uncle Birch can't save you from that. Okay? I am
quite
abiding by
aware,
my
River.
part and keeping my mouth shut
That
about
sounds like
you.
a threat, Rob. That sounds like a threat. And the way restraining
And you know what?
orders
You
work,
fucking
they don't
bitch.
go back and
I
forth.
tell you
so
what, you are a complete
go back
lying
and
bitch,
forth,
and
Rob.
nobody cares shit about your drunk ass. All right? So you keep
Mhm.
running
Hey,
your
listen.
goddamn mouth.
Hey,
Shouldn't be calling child protective
I have
services
every
on
knock
right.
it off for a minute. Knock it off for a minute, okay? You're already doing this, okay, River? He mentioned the people in the original group chat, and your name was amongst them. That was the only thing he said about you. Oh, God. Live visibility already restricted. All right, cool. Who gives a fuck? I'm not going to remove River. Come on, stop it. You
She's the
damn-
one saying there's a restraining order. Why is she here? If there's
I
a
don't know if
restraining order,
I don't know if
we're
restraining order is
threatening, and
transferred
it's
to
probably one of
TikTok.
those restraining orders that you don't talk ill about each other. But coming
No,
in here and
the
trying to
restraining order-
intimidate and
Hold up,
threaten, I'm
hold
speaking, do
up.
not speak over me.
Okay.
Sebastian, if she speaks over me again, mute her, please. If you're going to sit there and say that there was a restraining order and blah, 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 and try to use that to intimidate him because you heard he was saying something about you, you are breaking said restraining order.
Yeah, that.
I stated
It works
clearly
both
what he
ways.
said
You
about
cannot make
her.
contact either.
He only mentioned the people that were in the original group chat, and that's the only thing he said about River. I sat here like this for a half an hour. I absorbed every fucking word. I know what was said.
Okay. And I appreciate that. Let me explain.
Okay.
I went to a judge because Rob had brought up a family member that is totally innocent of anything that has anything to do with any of this and made a video about them. Okay. I went to the judge and I said, I'd like a restraining order. I had Rob served with a cease and desist. Rob called my lawyer and told my lawyer that not only would he not abide by my request, which it was a nicely worded request, that I was just trying to handle this amicably as easy as possible. And not only would he not abide by it, he was going to make more videos. So I went to the judge. The judge said, okay, let's give him a little bit longer to hang himself. Let's give him a little bit longer. Let's give it about another week or so. And if he makes any more videos about you, or if he does not take the videos down about yourself and your nephew, we will issue that restraining order. And Rob took
What
the
a poor
videos down
choice of
on
words.
that day. He took
What
the
a poor
restraining
choice
order.
of
He
words.
took the videos down. I
Why
spoken
are-
to Rob, and I told him, I said, I will not talk about you if you do not talk about me. He said, okay, that's the deal. So I just wanted to make that clear.
No one cares.
Okay.
That's
Take it to the
between,
judge.
and you know that you're,
Take it to the judge.
That's just between me and Rob. I just wanted to have that conversation
Then
with
why do
Rob.
we all know
You've
about it
all
now? If it's just
clarified
between
it.
you
I'm
and
speaking
Rob.
done
Take
for
it to the
Birch
judge.
now.
You're
I'm
wasting
speaking
everyone's
to
time.
I-
You're wasting every time. Everyone's time. Hey, Rob, I have a question for you.
What's up?
Did you hear of a situation when Donna was pregnant with her baby that there was a plan to call CPS on Donna the day she gave
That
birth to her
shit.
baby to have her baby removed from her care to destroy her moment of childbirth with her beautiful daughter?
Falsifying
remember that.
information.
I remember that.
Falsifying information saying she was using drugs while pregnant with said baby to have the baby taken away from her. You people are fucking sick.
Do you remember that,
Well,
Rob?
when
I
they
have
sent
a point to
CPS,
make.
when they sent CPS to my house, they said I was doing heroin. You ain't never gonna find a track, man. I never did that shit in my life.
Hold on though,
Plenty.
because Rob, can you confirm or deny that the source of that plan came from Tina, Tennessee, whoever the fuck her name is that just left the box?
So I do not have any knowledge at all of who, if any, took part in that. If they chose to do that, they did that in their little quartet that was separate from our main group chat. While they did discuss certain things in the group chat, such as allegedly Donna being on live with you and blowing smoke in baby's face and things like that, allegedly, that things like that were discussed. But as far as a plan to call or anything like that in regards to her being pregnant, that was never discussed in the main chat that I'm aware of, or in any chat that they made me aware of.
Okay, then who gave you that information? Donna Coco? Who was the one who came and divulged in the information that that plan was happening, that we lied about the day you gave birth so that we could shield you from that?
Oh, that's this Donna? Oh, okay. I hope your kid's doing well. Wait till the southeast wants to come in. All right.
Yeah, Crone. She's good at that. She's good at just turning around and fucking herself in the drive-thru.
Uncle Birch coming to you live from New Orleans, reminding you why I call it TikToxic.
Then why would you come in here and even mention it? Even mention it.
This is
Quit
just
making
between
yourself
me
the
and
center.
Rob
You're
and
not even fucking
77
about you.
other people.
Holy shit. Pick me, pick fucking me.
Well, wait, I got to ask, Donna, did CPS show up? Or was that just people talking shit?
From my recollection, Donna will correct me if I'm wrong, word came through the grapevine by way, I believe, of Coco the Witch, saying that there was a plan and a plot to have Donna's baby removed from her when she gave birth, that a claim was made into CPS that she was using methamphetamines.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, hi, Donna.
Hi.
Donna.
Okay. I was not going to come in this box. So that I will say, don't be surprised if CPS has been called on you, Birch. It's happened a million times to me. Not a million, but several. So back when all of that happened, let me know if I'm echoing. I'll take my headphone out.
Okay.
It was right around the time that, oh God, I don't want to bring other people into it, but whatever. When Jennifer Bad Day had fallen out with that group, and she had called me essentially to tell me like, hey, you were right. And she wanted to talk, and I gave her the space to talk. She had concerns at that time. There was never anybody saying there was a definite plan, that they were planning to do that. But what had happened is my hospital was called before the baby had even come. My hospital was called. My doctor was informed. And so my doctor already had full knowledge that I am in recovery. I am proudly in recovery. I take maintenance medication. I don't give a fuck who knows that. Been off heroin, drugs, alcohol for 10 fucking years at this point. So I don't give a shit, and no one can ever use that against me. So at that point in time, at that point in time, that call had been made. And so we had discussions. I had discussions with my doctor. I talked to Celeste at that point. I felt horrible about lying when the baby was going to come, but Celeste is the one who was like, we have to do this to protect you and the baby. And so that's what we did. Now, when I was in the hospital, did social services come and talk to me? Absolutely. I had another child in recovery. And what I can tell you didn't happen when I had my middle daughter. Social services did not come and talk to me. And they came and spoke to me because of the call that was made. What was it, Celeste? I think like 2 weeks before we even we did the fake birth, you know? And then the story flipped, and I was told that then people said that it was Celeste, me and Celeste, and I can't remember who else they said. We came up with this plan to accuse people of saying these things, and we just had this grand plan, and that's why we lied about when the baby was born. It had nothing to do with anything like that. At all.
It was actually a big issue to even lie, seeing as though integrity is one of my core values, and to come up with the lie, as soon as it was safe to admit that we lied, I went and took full accountability for the lie.
And we even I even gave you permission to go to people who when we didn't do it publicly. I think there were 4 or 5 people who knew when the baby truly was born. And then before we even went public, I think you went to a few other people, kind of spread that circle out a little bit more. And then it was made known publicly, which I had nothing to fear. It's just the inconvenience of it all. Honestly, that's what it is. It was the inconvenience of it all, and the frustration, and like the fact that that's real shit. Some doctors are they're really prejudiced, you know?
No woman should ever have to experience the beauty of childbirth worrying if a fucking psycho from the internet is going to disrupt that. So it was a little bit more than an inconvenience. Nothing came of it, but it was the fact that the goal was to ruin your birth. Birthday.
Something did. I mean, social services came in and visited with us, and I pissed in a cup.
I was just about to say that. They failed to realize that the doctor would test you. The fucking idiots. They didn't think the doctor wouldn't test you.
They didn't just test me. They test your baby's shit. Anybody who has a baby, whether you're a drug addict or not, they test it. And there was nothing there. My baby, she didn't. There was talks too that my baby had like withdrawals or was gonna have withdrawals. She didn't. She was perfect. The only reason we were in the hospital for as long as we were is because she was born at 37 weeks, and she got some fluid in her lungs when she was taken out of the sunroof versus the other way. And that was it. And then she was a little bit jaundiced, you know, period.
I got to put something in here. These are the people that are telling you out there that they defend women. Okay?
Thank you.
I mean, if you're gonna,
thank you for saying that.
You're going to desecrate the moment a woman gives birth. You're not fucking defending women. You're a piece
And I
of
will say, I want to be very transparent, because I did not expect or plan or want to involve myself in any of this. I know I put in the comments, because what matters is the truth. Like Rob and I talked privately, and he told me the stuff that he had done. I told him the stuff I did. We made good. We were cool, right? Whatever. Now, during the fallout that Rob had with them, I did have conversations with Leslie throughout that. And when Rob is saying that he was concerned about the court thing when that came up, right? I was asking her specifically, because there is no side in this, right? It needs to stop. I'm not on anyone's side.
Yeah. Tap that screen, people. Tap that screen.
Yeah. I'm not on anyone's I'm not on anyone's side. But when it came to that, there were certain things that if something is said that is going to threaten someone's livelihood or their safety as a person off of this app, I'm going to tell them. When something came up and I heard that not when Celeste did it, because I knew it wasn't the truth back then, but there was another conversation, and this is not about with the Rob situation either. Someone else had threatened to call ICE on Leslie over something very insignificant. I'm not friends. We are not friends. We've never been friends. I let her know that. The reason why, it's not because I give a shit about Leslie. It's because morally to me it was fucked, right? And she has kids, and in that circumstance, what she did wasn't something that would warrant something so large. And that's why it's stupid with this court shit. I've gotten cease and desist plenty of times. Like, even when you don't talk about somebody, certain people are going to still send those out. They're still going to accuse you of things. And it's like years and years and years of bullshit. And I put my 2 cents in on your video about this whole misogyny thing and whatever. I have a son who is LGBTQ plus, part of that community, coming up in their own spiritual journey. And so when they're on these social media apps, I monitor it, but he's nearly 16 years old. And these are the videos that he is seeing. Those people's videos talking about men don't belong in this space, or male presenting people do not belong in this space. Having to
Really
explain
quick.
it.
Really quick, River. I don't know how she could provide proof in this format. However, I don't know if you were tuned in at the beginning. I have these lie detectors right here, and if I hear your voice, I will know. And with Rob over here, I could see his face, and I watched him the entire time he was talking, looking for those telltale signs that every cop knows. There ain't no lies detector. You're welcome to come up and tell your side. We might have to ask Sebastian to get out of a box soon because we're going to run out of.
I could drop.
I am gonna drop. I'm gonna drop because River has sent me multiple cease and desist. I haven't said her name in any of this, but I don't want her back on my case because I don't have time for that kind of wild stuff.
River's a psychopath.
So I'm gonna drop. I'm gonna drop. I appreciate it, but if you have other questions, I will answer them to the best of my ability.
Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, thanks.
Good to see you, Donna. It's good to see you.
Good to see
everybody. Whenever River starts losing her emotional, self-control, please mute her for the sake of everyone's ears. She gets pretty high-pitched.
Yeah. Which of the Southeast hasn't spoken yet? She's in a box.
It has
Hi.
nothing to do with any of this.
Actually, I do. So why don't you let me talk? And you asked people to shush when you were speaking. I'm going to request that you do the same thing. Okay. So recently, Rob and I had some beef, probably about a month ago. And in that, he said, well, he basically made a video to Bree and to myself in regards to throwing work and also claiming to send an entity to my house where I have children. And now he privated the video. I'm more than willing to forward it to you, Burge, because I do have a copy.
Do it.
But he takes pride in doing this type of stuff. And I asked him previously about this. He said no when he held that live, when he was showing receipts, and he showed receipts with my name, right? It wasn't my name that was on there. They were looking at someone else. So he showed a picture of someone else that kind of looked like me, not the same name. However, I have been doxxed, and I mentioned this the other day. And then yesterday again by Celeste, it's on her page where she put my name again so that people can do this to me. So it's one thing that you point your fingers and you say, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just waving at somebody who said hi.
Oh, okay, I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead, go
So
ahead.
it's one thing to point your fingers and say these people do this, that, and the other. But when you have beef with someone else like myself, Celeste, you say my full government name that is not available on this app. Then again, just yesterday, it's in a video, and you said it over and over again. So you say one thing, you have no valor, none.
So I would like to speak to that because I have no problem admitting what I do and don't do. That's kind of what accountability is. So I absolutely 100% when the spell work with the entity happened when Jenny was still friends with Ursa and when I was still friends with that group. And I absolutely did go to the cemetery, contract a spirit, and send it to Jenny's house in Baneful Magic. I absolutely did. I have no problem admitting that. I absolutely did. We were at war at the time between two groups. And so I did that spell work.
Okay.
First
my
of
turn.
all, I haven't been friends
My-
with Celeste since March, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Let me interject for just a second. We got a lot of fucking people here, man. You new kids, sometimes looking up to the older kids is not the right path. If you fucking are going to hex somebody where their kids can be harmed, you suck. And any of you that fucking did that, man, that's fucked up. Don't do that, kids, okay? Don't fucking no partners, no kids. Fucking keep them out of that. You wait for the person to be on vacation or on a trip or something. You monitor their social media. Wait until they're away from the fucking house. Then you hex them, okay? Thank you. Go ahead.
Because if we're being honest, I don't think any of
Who's
y'all
hexing
knows
kids?
that you're
Wait,
fucking clean.
I had my volume down. Who's hexing kids?
Jenny alleges that I didn't even know that Jenny had kids. I don't monitor her social media that much, but apparently she has kids that live in the house. And when I contracted the entity to send to her, I was therefore inadvertently putting her children in harm's way by doing that.
Okay,
Which I did.
so let me jump in. Rob, you called it war. If you go to war, do your intel. Get intel on your target. Fucking troll their social media. You'll find out everything you need to know about them. Everybody's always talking about themselves, telling you everything that's fucking going on. Do your fucking intel, man. That's irresponsible hexing, man. At least kids hex responsibly. Uncle Birch out. Go ahead.
Okay,
That's
so
another reason why we put protections around our kids, because we know that there's young brooms out there acting all willy-nilly, and that's why our kids are protected when we dabble in witchcraft.
So the interesting thing about this is that him and I were not at warfare. So that's what's interesting about this. And two, in addition to that, I hadn't been friends or talked to Celeste since March of 2025. So first he said he didn't do it in the live where he was showing receipts. And then in that video, he said he did it. And now he's saying he did it again. He knows everything because his best friend used to be a friend of mine. And she knows my info. As a matter of fact, a lot of people that were up here know my situation. It's kept private online for a reason. And that's why you don't dox people either. Same thing. You don't give their government name out. But you did that yesterday, Celeste. It's just a bunch of tomfoolery, to be honest with you. Like I said, there's no value.
Whenever we all had the falling out, you lied on my business and you said I went to Tamara to do my birth charts. And then y'all threatened me as well.
I didn't. Okay, first of all, you shared my birth chart and you told me that you shared my birth chart with Tamara.
I did not.
That's something that you don't do.
Wait a minute.
I never did that.
In regards, no, this is a conversation Celeste and I, not Celeste, Crystal and I have had. Crystal told me that she told Tamara, and I was kind of pissed off about it, and I made a video about it. Did I say Crystal's name? No, I did not. Did I say it happened to me? Yes, I did, because if you're giving someone your private birth chart and birth time information, it should be kept private.
I never did.
It should not be shared.
I never did, though. That's the thing, bro.
First of all, okay, listen. I already have, listen, you've lied to Celeste for a long time, and I'm going to be showing some receipts tomorrow about, I'm going to prove you to be a liar for a lot of things that you've lied to Celeste about. Now, no one has to believe it. I'm just going
you
to
can
put
show
green
it
screen and
today.
receipts. Nope,
You
nope.
can-
It's going to be held somewhere completely different.
Okay,
But
that's
receipts will be
fine.
put up.
Do it to it, baby
Because I'm
doll.
going to prove you to be a liar.
Do it to it, boo.
Like I said, it's happening.
I've already told Celeste everything that I was being told and everything I said about her in agreement.
Cool, because I'm going to play those audio messages.
Yep, that
And the
is
text
Alright.
messages.
Can I step in now and say why was I getting inboxed shit being talked about my friend? That was none of my fucking business. That was sent to my inbox.
Yes, I did send you a message. Why? Because Celeste, everybody had been giving Celeste money. And Celeste was hanging out with an unsavory character, right? Right? That's what happened. Now,
Yeah.
I have personally sent Celeste.
Wait, I heard everyone was. Who's giving me money? Who's giving me money? You.
I
So
have
who
a
the fuck
product
is
that I've
everybody?
never
This is
received.
what I'm talking about. You dumb
Product I've
bitches
never
that just be
received.
saying whatever fucking
No,
you think
no,
sounds
no,
good.
no. No,
You
No, Celeste, you
sent
owe
me
people
money.
a lot
I
of
didn't
money.
even
A
get to
lot of
finish my
people.
thought,
Sent me
though.
money.
I didn't
No.
get to finish my thought,
You sent
though.
me money.
Yes.
You sent me money
No.
because of the position I was in. I was hanging
no.
out with unsavory bitch, you met my entire family. They're all unsavory fucking characters, which is why I moved the fuck out of there. Are you dumb? Are you that fucking dumb?
Oh,
Shut
so
the
You know,
Celeste,
as a member
you were
of fucking proclaim
God
Mensa, which you
damn.
claim, bitch, you're stupid. You're dumb.
and
You're dumb.
disrespectful.
That is.
Celeste,
And she can
it's
call
a
me dumb,
fact.
and I'll say it right back. So you
Why?
know disrespect, and you're going to get it right
But
back.
I don't want to hear out of any of your guys' mouths that people are running their mouths if you're in my fucking DMs talking shit about people. I was never fucking involved in anything but
Yeah, I
backing
turned my
my
volume
friend,
down again. I
and
don't
you
give a
drugged me
shit.
the
It's
fuck
dumb.
into it. I did
Right,
not
I told
appreciate
you
that.
don't
Where you
send
Shut
any
up
more
and
money
let me
because
finish
you're not
fucking
going to get
talking.
your product. That's what I said. And as a matter of fact, probably about 6 months ago, she issued an invoice to my inbox for stuff that I never received just recently.
That's
And
on
Bree
your
and I
end.
had a
Okay.
nice little laugh about it. Never got it. Never got it. But
Again, why
a
was she
shipping
drugged
notice
into
went out.
shit that had nothing
You
to
said
fucking
that
do
you
with
got
her
the
either?
entire Hecate pint, and that
What?
what?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. What? No,
What's
seriously, I didn't
what's
hear
your
you.
name calling? Like it's all water under the bridge.
Hey,
now
can I ask
everybody
you a
has
question,
a
Lady
love.
Lavender? What was said to you? What was actually said to you in that message?
It was a hey, just a heads up. I think Celeste might be using drugs because I sent her money and I don't think she's actually sending product out. To which I replied, okay,
Yes, I
what
did.
should I do about that? That's my friend. It's none of my fucking business, really, because she's just my friend on the internet. What would you like me to do about it all the way across the fucking country?
First of
Welcome
all,
to the Celeste
you
show.
better correct your fucking tone with me. First of all, I did that so you
And what are
didn't
you
end
going to
up.
do if she doesn't?
What were
Oh
you
my gosh.
expecting me to do, Jen? What were you expecting me to do about a grown adult?
I didn't want you to waste your money the way I had.
What you don't know is I didn't waste any fucking money. Everything I ever got was from her was gifted. So before you assume shit, know what the fuck you're talking about.
Oh my god, you're
Lady
irrelevant.
Lavender,
You're
how
a
about
big
you
old
check
no one
yourself
to me.
and bring it down a little bit?
You know
you're
what's
showing
funny?
your,
When you own
No,
your
because I'm
legitimate
tired of you
business-
fucking people doing this shit.
Doing
I'm
what
tired of being
shit?
drugged into fucking drama because you adult women
I
can't keep
haven't
your
talked
fucking
to
head
you
on
in
your
a year.
shoulders.
What are you talking about? Are you okay?
No,
The good
honey,
thing
I've been
about
around
owning a
lot longer than
business
fucking
is,
year.
can I speak now? When you own a business and someone orders through your website, there's tracking, everything's logged. Everything.
I'm sorry.
What wasn't
Uncle. I
actually
apologize
shipped
for
was
getting
handed
upset.
over in person. There is no one that is in here or out of here that could say that they ordered for something from me and didn't receive it. Nice try,
I'm
though.
saying that right
Cute,
now. I did.
Cute.
I did.
Cute.
I
And
didn't
then to
receive
make
a lot of product.
accusations that are defamatory against my business is
It's a fact.
libel.
It's a fact.
So
Didn't
you
get the
made
product.
false accusations about me not
Nope.
sending product and false accusations about me using drugs. And everyone who knows me knows that I'm allergic to opioids and cannabinoids. So what fucking drugs am I going to be using?
I met you in
Secondly-
person, Celeste.
Secondly, even if I was using drugs,
And
what
as an
business is it
FYI,
of
just so
yours?
we're
And
clear-
how the fuck would you know? Did you drug test me, bitch?
I have picked you up and have been around you multiple
You
times and
picked me
multiple
up
days.
after I escaped a volatile life or death situation to where I had to fight for my fucking life. I was under an immense amount of fucking stress, hadn't eaten or slept in fucking days due to an abusive man. Fuck you for trying to turn that around as evidence that I was using drugs. It was fighting for my fucking life, you fucking cunt.
Oh,
Fuck
good.
You put yourself in that position, ma'am.
Just as an FYI, I have messages and audio clips of Donna and Lux Lady Crystal telling me not to go and get you. Also, other messages that they were looking for detox and
No, I won't stop calling names
detox
because I'm
and
not
dual
fucking grown. I'm
diagnosis
petty.
and
That's how I'll
facilities
always be.
for
And
you.
Crystal,
And I
when
told
you
them
thought I was
didn't
using
think that
drugs,
you were
you asked
on
me, and
drugs.
I said no.
not told you
That's
I
what
I
said.
reminded
It's
you
in a
that I was
text
allergic
message
to
and an audio
opioids and
message.
cannabinoids. I cannot safely partake in drugs even if I wanted to.
I've
Well,
already
that
told
does
you
leave
all
other
of this.
sugar and meth.
Because in our
and
5 years
heroin,
fucking
so-
friendship, I
hide.
repeated it.
And that's
Here's the
fine,
thing,
but
I'm
memories
allergic to
are short,
cannabinoids
but
and
receipts
opioids.
last
When
a
I had
long
to have my
time.
face
Forever.
fucking
Make
reconstructed, I was
Memories
given pain
are
relievers
short,
because I cannot take
receipts
them.
last a
No morphine
long
for me.
time.
No Norcos for me because I'm allergic.
Hold on. My turn. Y'all are just so worked up talking over each other. Can we try not to talk over each other so we can hear people? And where are you, Grammy Druid? Where are you, Celtic Hex? Where are you, Punk Rock Witch? I know you're here. Why don't you get in a box? You know, you thought it was so important to enlist this guy to fucking dox your enemies for you because apparently you were too untalented to do it yourselves. Why don't you fucking get up here? You've been talking about this all fucking night on all of your fucking channels. I know you're fucking here. Why don't you all get in the goddamn box?
Mm-hmm.
These people, I didn't even know about half of these people's fucking drama, but a few other people, we heard about you right in the beginning of this show. And again, Uncle Birch coming to you live from New Orleans, reminding you why I call it TikToxic.
So
I wish we could all get along. We should all get along. We got Project 2025, and we will all burn at the stake together. Go ahead, fight
So,
amongst yourselves.
real quick before we get into any other with the people on the panel, I want to answer a question that was in the comments from Not So Old Grown. So for those of you who don't know, Crone had to have a brain surgery earlier, either the end of last year or the beginning of this year. And when that information was put out on TikTok, she asked in the comment section who it was that did death curse work on her while that surgery was taking place. And the answer to that question is Mystic Miami was the spearhead of the individuals who did that death curse work and hex work while Crone was in surgery.
Oh my fucking god.
Piece of
Rob,
shit.
I have a
Are
question for you.
so fucking for real? How many other people have they all done this to, Rob?
Rob, I have a
A
question for
dozen.
you.
Yes, Bree?
Okay, so June 20th, 2025, when I was in Summit County Court on an RO, a CSPO, that is a civil restraining order against an individual. Can you confirm that that was being recorded on a WhatsApp group chat?
Yes, it was. I was at work that day. At that time, I was working at Dollar General. I knew that they had been discussing what was happening with the case, where they would hop on a call, and then Leslie's lawyer would call. She would have to get off the call to go talk to her lawyer. She would come back on, relay information. But I was at work at the time, and I saw that they were on a group call, all of them. And whenever I went back in my office, and I was like, "Oh, hey, let me hop on, see what the update is." I hopped on, and they muted me in the call because Leslie was on two separate devices: the laptop for court, the phone for recording, and was broadcasting your closed court case on WhatsApp chat with all the individuals that I sent you the screenshot of. I was like, whoa, this is Crazy Town Banana Pants. When I went in the call, I took a screenshot and hopped back out because obviously I was at work at the time and did not have opportunity to sit there and listen to whatever was going on. But it was very evident by seeing you in her little box that she was broadcasting your
Closed
court
hearing.
case
Yes.
and that WhatsApp chat amongst those individuals. And Celtic Hex attempted to record the actual hearing, but when you're on WhatsApp on a video call and you try to screen record, it will not record audio. So then that became null and useless.
Wait,
Okay.
really quick, Donna, if you want to do that, come up in a box. I'll bring you up.
So I have one more question. So very similar to what Birch has experienced with this group of individuals of, men are guests in witchcraft spaces, the dogpiling, does it feel very similar to what they did to you?
Oh, absolutely. What they've just done to Birch is exactly the same thing that they just did to me. A lot of people don't know this, but around January or February, I would have to look because I do still have the documentation. Around January or February of this past year, when Leslie flew to my state, I said, "What's up, Birch?"
After you're done.
He's
After
good.
you're done.
Oh, okay. I said, hey, enough is enough. This is enough. We've been threatening lawsuits back and forth. I've spent thousands of hours on the phone with lawyers. I'm so sick of this. I want it to be over. And so this is around the same time that they approached you about me, Birch. This is around the exact same time. They got me on a group call. They had been talking to me for about a week. They got me on a group call. And they were like, hey, you know what? We're going to bury the hatchet. Just let us know what it is that you've done. We'll admit to what we done. And hey, while you're at it, why don't you throw a couple people under the bus? I wasn't willing to throw anybody under the bus. I just wasn't willing to at that time. And so I did admit to a couple things that I did take part in. Curse work, things like that, as well as like I said, I took criminal charges out on people. I was speaking with lawyers at the time. I, of course, told them all of that. And they were like, oh, it's cool. It's cool. Water under the bridge, hatchet under the bridge, like they did with Birch. And then when they heard about the curse work that I did, that they did not like that I did against them, they flipped it and said, oh, screw you, we're blocking you, and we're going to go now start a whole brand new smear campaign all across which talk about you. And they got Birch involved with one-sided story, which is what they just did to Uncle Birch by, him speaking up against Hex's horrible video saying men don't belong in witchcraft and twisted every word he said. It's the exact same thing they did to me.
Okay, so
Modus operandi.
I should not have said sit and spin or called her a bitch. I've apologized for that.
It
All
would
right, Reg,
fucking
Agreed.
fit. Be so
I just
thorough.
wanted- I
I
wanted to
understand why you
address-
keep apologizing for that, but it's so fucking fit.
because it was not right. It was sexist.
No, it's not.
Well,
Yes,
okay,
it is.
Let me talk. Because people have brought this up a couple times now. Yes. Probably Grammy Druid, Punk Rock Witch, all of them. Yeah, they called CPS. It was fucking hilarious. It was like nobody's experience with CPS. They came to the fucking door. They said they're fucking CPS. I swung the fucking door open. Luckily, the dogs were in the backyard. We go, welcome. Come on in. And we were like, I had to have a separate conversation with them. Marta had to have a separate conversation with them. My son had to have a separate conversation with them. And I always remember, I overheard when they were talking to Marta, and they go, well, we heard that there was domestic violence. And she goes, what? She goes, domestic violence. And Marta goes, oh man, I'm way too tired to smack him. They laughed. When CPS left, they were smiling and fucking waving, and the case was dismissed within a week, and a note put on my case regarding future cases, that this was bullshit that came from the internet. I told them exactly who I thought did it. I told them, I'm kind of an opinionated guy. I'm a social media guy. I'm out there. And it's like, I think it was this one, that one, and the other one. And when they had me on their conference call and swore up and down that they didn't do that, these lie detectors were going off. Like when Gina told me, hey, you remember that thing that Bree said about me making a popsicle stick model of your house to burn it down on my altar? I didn't do that. It's like, yes, you did, bitch. Yes, you did. Get in the box. I know you're there.
So I know that we all have a lot of questions and things to say, but I would like to let the person who just come in the boxes, Dark Lady Aria, speak, please. Because she is one of the most recent victims of that group's behavior. So I would really like to let her speak, please.
I didn't even see her. Yeah, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Ari. I was friends with Rob for a short amount of time last year. I am actually one of the people that Rob actually mentioned that Mystic and Angel wanted dirt on. So the story kept on changing from what I've, kept on going, but I can back Rob up to confirm that some of the behavior from these people do confirm, and especially recently, the past 6 months, I have been horrendously harassed, doxxed. Recently, my sister was doxxed, my childhood home was doxxed by Angel and Mystic. My own ethnicity is trying to be disproven. I am third generation Middle Eastern American on my father's side and third generation Italian American on my father's side. My father's descent is Levantian Palestinian. They doxed my full name because my father now has a British name because of, grandfather. And it's disgusting. And it's just relentlessly kept on going, harassment after harassment to video. And I am currently seeking some sort of legal justice for this, but it's been really hard. But I can confirm about the recent actions because I was only friends with Rob for January until March. I knew that there had to be some instances where Rob had to talk to these people, may or may not have thrown me under the bus. Most of the information that I, knew also came from another friend of mine who I am no longer in contact with because those people all went back to Angel. But after Rob was exposed in February, I was dragged relentlessly under the bus and just attacked by people that didn't even really know me. I've never talked to Mystic before. Once in my life, I know that there was a video where she was screaming at me, and I'm like, what the heck is this? Other people made videos thinking that I was lifelong friends with this man. I really wasn't, but I can confirm by the action of these individuals that the doxing, the harassment, the stalking, the digging up ancestry things, that's all definitely true. And I don't want to be on here too long for my own safety, but these people are they're psychotic in my humble opinion.
Yes, they have very recently just nonstop harassed this young lady relentlessly. They have doxed her and her family. They have spread malicious lies about her. Okay. They have threatened her safety. It's very serious.
Can we fix something real quick? Can we have an understanding of what the word doxing is before we keep accusing people of doxing? Giving out your name is not doxing. Giving out private information is doxing. And doxing only applies to certain people within the country, those within law enforcement, military, and under contract with the government. Stop with the accusing people of doxing by saying what your real name is. Anyone could find your name. It's public information.
It was also, they found my childhood home and posted images of that.
Yeah, they're sick. They're sick is what they are. That is, they're not doxing. They're just sick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when we use words like doxing, it triggers something, but you got to use it to, if they gave out that information that could cause you harm, like your social security number, the private things like that.
Similar to when
Bank
people
account
misuse the
number.
word grooming as well, because people use that
Can-
incorrectly all the time.
I gotta talk to Sebastian for a second. So, you are out there trolling them right now and sending me screenshots. So they're
No,
in a
that was
live
sent to me.
talking about
That
it?
was literally just sent to me by Teresa
Oh.
in DMs. She
So are
screenshotted it and sent it
they're
to
out
me.
there. They're out there talking about this right now.
I guess so. Right, she just sent
Yeah,
that to me in DMs.
because they won't
So I
come in
just
here
sent you
and
what I
face
was
the
sent.
music. They will
Absolutely.
deflect from accountability at all costs.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
let me just state for just a second.
No,
Uncle
it's
Bert's
not.
coming in live from New Orleans, reminding you why it's called Tick Toxic. And Celtic Hex and all of her friends are a pariah on Witch Talk. They are human detritus, and this is all they've ever fucking done. I told you a minute ago how Punk Rock Witch was making a model of my house. Punk Rock Witch is the one that told Quad my address, so she had a picture of my house from Zillow or something like that. She's making a model of my house to burn down my house with my whole family in it because we had an argument over whose leather jacket was better. And that's all it fucking is. You people fucking disappoint your Uncle Birch every fucking day, including some of the people here. But them, definitely. I don't know who's trying to get in the box now. We'll take a look. I don't know who this person is, but I'll let them in and see.
It's all right.
and-
I'll drop for you, Unc.
Well, no, they're in. I think they're in. It didn't say that I couldn't bring them in. Wait, maybe it did.
Who is it?
You know, a lot of
Lou-
people
No, just say
say
maximum amount.
Lou
a lot of
Blue.
people
I
have
don't let
a
the devil
screen
in.
name or a witch name,
You want me to
and they
drop
don't
them?
want.
I can
They
drop. I
don't
didn't want to stay
want-
on too long
Okay.
either way.
Thank you,
It's okay,
Aria.
And they
lovely.
don't
Apologies
want
as well.
their-
I hope you're safe, Aria.
Thank you, Aria, for coming in and speaking your truth. And I definitely encourage you to continue seeking legal
Actually,
action. Because
I
that's the
just
only
need
way
to
it's
say
gonna
one
stop.
thing. I appreciate it, Rob, but I really need to say one thing. I do feel like I was thrown under the bus and was left out because I had to get away, and I felt like no one else was like helping me out with dealing with this. Like Christina left, Eve left, everyone just like ducked me under, and I didn't really appreciate it. But I'm doing this for me. But thank you. I hope everything works out. Thank you all. Thank you for letting me speak.
Choose healing.
Absolutely.
Just choose
Thanks
healing.
for coming in.
Thank you.
And a question I got to put out. It's like, who is it that's attacking women? Who is it that's victimizing women? We had Donna in here where they sent CPS to the day of her fucking birth, the most sacred fucking time for a woman. They sent CPS to the fucking hospital when she was giving fucking birth. That's what pieces of shit these people are. Doing fucking, yes, I said some bad things to some women, but I fucking have never done shit like that. Y'all fucking, they are a fucking pariah.
Look, I've done it to women all the time.
Yes, and who's this now?
No, this person's a
The
troll.
devil. Okay, bye, devil. By the way, most of us don't believe in the devil. I don't know if you
Weird
did your
behavior.
research. Yeah. But then
So
there's a
that-
couple other people trying to get up in there.
So
Pinko
basically, what they did,
Paulino.
Rob, when they did this, oh, come talk with us, peace live for Rob. And at that time, Rob was dancing around in our circle.
Mhm.
They
Lou-
pulled him up into the live and did the typical, didn't I help you win? Didn't I do this kindness for you? You need to look in your inner circle. One of your friends is moving against you, conspiring against you. They're not a friend to you. They're just using you, just dropping little seeds of paranoia and doubt.
Yeah.
It's
We got
it's
Lou,
a fucking it's so clear when you watch it over and over and over. It's like, oh, I see what you're doing. Which was like when Rob said what they did to you is what they did to him. That whole get you in a box on your own, not let anyone stand up for you. Ta 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 ta. So you have to like, okay, either you submit to it and give them, okay, yeah, you're right, or it gets worse, and they will paint you to be a predator and a monster. They've done it to Rob. They did it to Witch with Two Dogs. They did it to Hawk. They did it to Hawk, but then I guess he's since submitted, and now he's on. Oh, Celtic Hex! I want to look
did it to
between the
me.
actions.
Listen,
You know, like he's
Lou,
for men.
Lou.
For men, they make it so they will use that emotional trigger of the word predator. There's a predator
yeah.
within our community. When it comes to a man, they will absolutely play that card, pull everything they can to make you look like that predator. Oh, you do this to
You
women,
know,
blah blah blah, and attack women. But then they'll turn around. If you're a woman, they will do the most vicious.
The whole thing
so you
is,
know,
can I,
somebody
sorry,
tried
Uncle
that.
Bert.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, the whole thing is just so sad to watch, because if you look at the power that everybody has together and what they could do if they pulled together, it would be phenomenal. But what happens is this becomes like some schoolyard cliquey gangs that vie against each other, and they go dirty. I've watched this. So I first came into witchcraft like 4 or 5 years ago. The person that I first started following was Witchfoot. Now, you may or may not like Witchfoot, I don't know, but she was a good mentor to me. She never knew me, but I followed her and I learned from her a lot. But off
Yeah.
of the back of that, I also got absorbed into a side of TikTok, Witch Talk, where to start off with, I had some, I'm underground now. I don't publish anything. I don't put anything out there. I don't interact with people because, Rob, I don't know if you remember me, but you and I used to have some really, really good conversations until you got involved with Celtic Hex and that whole gang, and you blocked me. So I'd really appreciate if you unblocked me, because we did used to have decent conversations. But it became so much where there was like this gang warfare of people against each other, and they're absolutely forgetting about what the underlying thing about all of this is, which is we are all magical in our own way, and we should be doing things to the greater benefit of everybody. This stuff, calling CPS on people, accusing people of CSA, Celeste, I can remember watching a live one night and crying.
Oh, you don't know me to be calling me Celeste, ma'am, and I have you blocked, so please do not
No, what I was going to say was that
don't address me.
I was crying because they were basically making out that you had some kind of psychosis. And I stood up in a live and I said, how can you say that this woman has psychosis? It's absolutely insane, and was shot down in flames on a panel. To me, that was all so wrong. They just went out of their way to focus on one thing about somebody and destroy them to the best of their ability. And actually, all they did was they turned everybody, and they shouldn't. It's very, very, very mature, and I find it very mean girl behavior.
You know who they didn't turn against each other? People who you don't like.
Yeah, I get that, and I'm one of those. I said to you at the beginning, like, I was new to it. I was learning from Witchfoot. Celtic Hex came on the scene. There was a couple of others. I started like interacting, and for about 6 or 7 months, I found myself in a place where I was off finding out information about, of all people, A Sleepless Mind. And I will fully stand up. I've said to her myself, I did some stupid things, like, why on earth would I think that that was okay just because somebody who I felt a little bit in awe of thought that that was the right thing to do? Like, take me under their wing, oh, you're going to be okay and you'll be part of my gang. It's like discernment is everything. And years down the line now, I look back and I think I was absolutely fucking had, because I could have had so many great relationships and learnt so much from so many of you, but I couldn't, because I was in a place 4 years ago where I listened to people I shouldn't have listened to. And this is what it's come to. Like 4 or 5 years down the line, I'm watching now and I just think, what a wasted opportunity. Like, so I apologise, Celeste, for calling you by your name, but I do have an awful lot of respect for you. But yeah, I just find it, what a waste of all of our skills and given rights and the abilities to be able to do great things. And what we actually do is we come on and we spend hours just dealing with this shit day in, day out. And that's not what it's about. That shouldn't be what it's about. Like, it's exhausting for all of you, I can imagine. Exhausting. And having CPS called on you, those of you that have had done, and you know, having to deal with court cases and like, what is this about? It's absolute nonsense, and it has to stop. So how does it stop?
Well,
It's not going to stop. And the reason why it's not going to stop is because this darkness is required for balance. What we can do is just choose not to acknowledge it. If it's not aligning with your morals and your ethics, don't engage. Don't try to fight against it. Understand that it's part of the grand spectrum of balance.
Yeah, and I agree. And I think also when people come into any kind of practice as a new person, there are some very dominant characters on here, and you kind of get swept along with that whole social media of what you think is right and who's the right people. And we don't get it right. I hand up say I didn't get it right. That was 4 years ago. But 4 years down the line, I'm still being held from learning from you guys because of a mistake I made 4 years ago with these people. And I'm blocked. Rob's blocked me. You've blocked me. Like, Bree, I still
Hold on,
follow Bree.
let Birch interject. He's
Yeah,
had
I
his
was gonna
hand
say,
up for a
can
while.
Sorry, I
Birch
didn't
speak?
see that, Birch.
there is a way for it to end. When we all recognize that we all have a common enemy bent on our demise.
Yes.
Right now, it's Project 2025. When I was a kid, we operated under the belief that 9 million people had been killed during the burning times. And the numbers had been inflated, but it kept us in check. We had witch wars here and there, but not like this, man. We are all failing each other. We have an external enemy that will fucking destroy us if we don't do like she said and fucking use our goddamn power.
Yeah.
Thank you. Go back to fighting amongst yourselves.
No, I'm not fighting at all, and I don't want to fight with anybody. What I want is for us to be able to learn from each other, from me especially, to be able to learn from people that have so many years more experience than I have. I don't have the money to be able to join classes. I rely on you guys to learn. Like I said, Witchfoot was the person that kind of was the original mentor for me that I followed. She's gone. I just need decent people that I can actually reach out to and learn from. And like I said to you, I don't know if you can hear me, Rob.
Yes, I can hear you.
You can hear me. I apologise to you profusely if I ever offended you, because I didn't mean to at all. But I was on the receiving end of the people that you were involved in at the time, and I think that's probably why you blocked me, because I was trying to stand up for myself in some ways. But I learn from all of you, and people can't learn if you're not willing to put yourself out there and teach without all of this awful nonsense infringing on our day-to-day. Sorry, Birch.
No worries. I just wanted to interject really quick. If you're going to apologize, do it in a real way. If you say, I apologize for anything that I ever did to offend you, that's ingenuous. I think you know what you did and what you didn't do. Apologize for those things.
So, yeah.
Don't
So
make it big.
Yeah, don't say I'm sorry if, because
No. Okay. So I'm sorry. So my apology is to Rob, and my apology is to Rob because on an alternative profile that I had that we corresponded on, there was some stuff going on at the time with Celtic Hex and the KAT cat thing, and we had a bit of a set to about that, and it got a bit heated and it wasn't nice, and he blocked me because of that. But that was because I was very passionate about what I said, and he was very entrenched with those people at the time, and it was I was very, very aware that the people that he was involved with, to me, I could see with my discernment, were not good people. And because he was so entrenched with those people at that time, he blocked me. So That's what I apologise for. I apologise for the fact that I probably stood up for myself in a time when he didn't want to hear that because he was so entrenched with them, and we had a bit of a set to. So, yeah, other than that, I've kept myself to myself. I have already come to terms with the fact that as a very new person into the craft, I was excited because I was learning from witchcraft, learning from Witchfoot. There was learning, but I got carried away and I got involved with some people, following them and sharing stuff that they were saying and listening to them. And actually, when you look back with hindsight, when you realise that a lot of it is absolute fucking nonsense and they're not actually here to teach. Those people aren't here to teach. They're here to stir up drama and cause mayhem and cause harm to people. And that's really sick. And that's not what this should be about.
There's a lot of mimics in charlatans within the community as well. There's people who watch TV shows that fantasize being a witch and they take on that character and cosplay.
Yeah.
And they get so offended when you don't buy their bit.
Yeah.
Like, we have to be very aware of all the different types of things that are going on within the witch space, right? Like, we could sit here and all look at Celtic Hex Group and be like, yeah, but the truth is they're not magical. Nothing they ever did was magic.
No, it was
all
all
the lies that they tell, no integrity, everything that they have done, none of it was witchcraft.
So I had at some point on another account, my alternative account that's no longer here anymore, I had a messages from Mystic Miami where I'd obviously said too much, stood up against what I could see was happening, and and I had a fairly sternly written message from her basically saying, watch yourself. That's what it said. It was basically a kind of watch yourself, watch your family.
That's a
really
threat.
Go ahead,
That's
Bert.
kind of how she came in here. Threatened.
I may have forgotten what I was going to say now. Go ahead.
But listen,
I'll remember.
I've always, Bree, I've watched you for many, many years, and I think that you had a hell of a lot of shit from them.
Right, Birch, just say it before you're going to lose your spot. Say it real quick, Birch.
I remember what I was going to say. Lou, you were talking about how you didn't have any money, you want to learn. Follow my YouTube channel. It's Uncle Birch. I've got 20 years of free content on there, and an entire intro course, all kinds of spells. It's all free. I have other stuff that costs money. Once you do the money spells over there and you get some money, well, then you get over here to Witch School. Gumroad.com/Witch School.
I'll look it.
I got a pee.
I think Lou is a really good example of, lesson learned.
Yeah.
She learned her lesson. She upped her discernment and she pivoted and she grew, obviously. And she's taken accountability. So good for you, Lou. I did follow you back.
Thank you.
And, I've often asked the question, can bad people be good at witchcraft? And the answer is yes. But do you want to be aligned with them? Do you want to work with them? Do you want to go to circle with them? Because at the end of the day, your magic and your practice is exactly that. And nobody gets to tell you what you can and you can't do.
Do you know what I found the most unsettling about it was I was new, I was really interested in learning, I wanted to understand.
Getting so stimulated.
But very quickly I was asked to go and find information, and for me that rang so many alarm bells that I was just like, this isn't the sort of, there's lots and lots of people on here that I follow and I learn from, but to me that was just like, why would you just want to get somebody that you don't know to kind of groom them a little bit and get them off to go and find out information about a sleepless mind? That's just fucking weird.
Well, a lot of us have experienced the obsession. I have,
Yeah.
Rob has, when we make a name for ourselves, when we've done good for the community, inadvertently, someone's going to come along and they're going to shit on our parade.
Hmm.
It's happened.
But can you imagine, like, how much knowledge and power you guys have, and the teaching that you could give to us without all that absolute nonsense that infringes on this? Imagine this live tonight if it was just all of you people just giving great advice and great knowledge and teaching people, yet it comes back down to the
But
same group
it's
of
all live.
people.
Interject when you need to.
Yes,
Yeah, go on,
Birch.
Birch.
Well, I don't want to interrupt anybody. I just want to say that's how it usually is. We don't always do this. We're usually learning witchcraft and talking to all these witches, but we're usually at about 20 something viewers, and we're here at 77. People love a fucking bloodbath, man, and you can't argue with ratings.
Well, the thing is
It's unfortunate what gets
77.
the attraction. It's rather unfortunate what gets the
I wish
attraction.
it wasn't the case, but that's the way it is, and I haven't found a way to change it yet. But.
Do you know, it's really sad though, because
I teach on a daily basis. No one stops me from walking my path, my sovereignty, or my autonomy. I do a little bit of everything every day.
I wish I could
Even
watch
my
you.
life lessons, I turn them into witchcraft teaching lessons.
I
I
would
live,
love to-
breathe, eat, sleep, shit the stuff.
I would love to be able to watch you again.
I requested you, Lou.
Did you? Good. Thank
Yes.
you.
We've been going live every day. We're in the middle of 5 weeks right now. Every day around 2 o'clock Central U.S. time. And it's usually not this crap, but you know, this crap comes up sometimes, so we figure we give it time for this crap. And
I think I've been a little bit
everybody
scared.
apparently wants to see the shit show.
I've been
So,
scared
hey,
to step
Birch,
into the space.
Birch, I've got dinner reservations tonight, so I'm going to dip down. Thank you for the opportunity. Rob, you've got this. Birch, you've got this. Celeste and Lady Lavender, your dogpiling and disrespect to
Don't
Jenny.
care what you have to say,
did
Bree.
not-
Save your words.
I don't
You have no integrity. You have no honor. You have nothing. You're right. We're not the same. We're not the same.
We're not the
You're a
same.
fraud.
I said it first.
You're a fraud. You're a fraud.
Copycat.
Right.
Copycat.
Right. I have integrity. You're a fraud.
No, you
You're a
don't.
liar. I have proven you to be a liar publicly many times, girl.
But that's
Did you forget
okay.
that? Did you
Listen,
forget?
it's
Did you forget
okay.
the book, Brenda? Brenda. The whole book was written on a lie.
Listen, Celeste
The fact that you
Rodriguez,
even lied about
you are
misspelling
disrespectful.
grimoire was a
You are
lie.
not the same as me.
The
You
fact that you
cannot
claim that
magically,
you were going to send
mundanely go toe to
proceeds
toe.
to charity
You tiptoe
was
down
a
Bourbon
lie.
Street in
Was
your
a
corset.
lie. It's all a lie.
No,
All you say is
no,
lies.
no.
Lies.
Listen, hey, I'm not out on the street.
Lies.
How long have you been off the streets? See, you're disrespectful.
Lies.
You can't hold
Doesn't need to
a
be like
reasonable
that.
conversation.
What have you been to
Dog
prison
call.
for? Brenda, what did you go to prison
no.
for? Fraud?
I never went to
Credit card
prison.
fraud? Lying
I
and
never
scheming?
went to
Yeah,
prison.
okay.
I
Have
never went to
I?
prison.
Have I?
I'm sorry,
Have I?
my arrest
Have I?
record
Have I?
doesn't match yours.
Have I?
Okay, I never
Have
beat
I?
my kids. I
I
never
have
beat
no
my kids.
convictions, Brenda. I have
I
no
have no
convictions.
convictions
We've
but
seen
you
them
do.
online. They're on a
You
I have none
to all of
either.
your shots.
You do.
Not conducive.
All right.
It's not conducive.
Sorry,
It's so sad.
Sorry I had to do that, but
very-
it was necessary.
They're
I
both
was just
very
about to
passionate
ask for the.
ladies.
I was just about to ask for the Witch Talk Nobel Peace Prize, but I guess I just lost that. Uncle Bert's come to you live. from
No,
New
because she
Orleans,
has no
reminding-
emotional self-control that she could not contain it. She just had to.
Reminding
What's the
you
matter?
what
You
I
get
call
mad when it's not the Celeste show.
it.
Oh,
Yeah.
please.
She does. She gets mad when it's not all about Celeste, or she's spitting her, Mensa BS. Anyway,
I've
I've got
literally
dinner
been sitting here the
reservations.
whole time about Rob in support of Rob, so that's a lie.
You're snoring. Snooze
on.
fest.
I mean,
Anyway,
you guys both support Rob. Can you just, dwell on that point of agreement and just leave it at that?
She just couldn't control herself is the problem.
You didn't control yourself. What are you
I
talking about? Neither one of you
responded.
did.
She said, and Lady Lavender and Celeste. No
And
one gives
just
a
as a
fuck.
reminder,
How
as
many
a
times
favor
do I
to,
gotta
as
tell
a
the
favor
woman
to
I
me,
don't give a fuck about
Bree
what she
held
has to say?
alive
How
so
many
that
times do I have to
Celeste
repeat
can
it?
move and donated a lot of her stuff to a person that had treated her so poorly. And she did that to help out another witch sister. She donated all of her products, okay, for Celeste. So Celeste can keep on
What are
talking
you
her
talking
shit.
about?
You
What are you
know,
talking about?
How did you get money to go to Texas, Celeste? Bree held alive. She held a
What are you
fundraiser for
talking
you.
about?
She gave out and sold, and we auctioned off all of her stuff for you. What are you
Who?
talking about? What are you
talking
talking
about?
about?
Was I
Your
there?
memory's short, girl. I was there.
Obviously, was I there?
Girl,
Was I
it was
fucking
for
there?
you. It was for you.
So how am I
Stop
supposed to know what
playing.
happened if I
Stop
wasn't
playing.
there?
You
God
you
damn.
can't try to
Use
minimize
critical
people
thinking
for the
skills.
good things that
Critical
they try to
thinking
do for
skills.
you, even though you've been horrible to people.
This is giving me a
Critical
headache.
thinking skills. Was I there? How would I have known about it? I
How
know
did
things
you
were
get
done
from
for me
Louisiana
because I
to
was
Texas,
handling
Celeste?
life, and people who
How
I
did you get
considered
to
my
Louisiana from
friends,
Texas?
people who I
Answer the
I'm
question.
speaking
You
now.
can't.
I'm speaking. Shut the fuck up.
No, you shut the
People
fuck
who
up.
claim to be my
You
friends,
shut the fuck
who
up.
broke boundaries, broke vows, broke
Oh my
oaths, spread my
God.
personal business. You
Somebody
have
please
nothing
start
to
singing
say to me.
Hallelujah.
You want me to take accountability for shit I had nothing to do with.
Oh, you
Do I
didn't go
sit here
from
and talk about
Louisiana
the
to Texas?
thousands of dollars I have
Selective
raised for
memory.
many people? Do I bring that up? I raised XXX thousands of dollars to help so-and-so. Did they ask me to do it? No, I didn't. Do I throw it in their face to try to act like my kindness overrides the fucking betrayal?
No, you just
Absolutely
shit on
not.
people all the time.
You
That's
could
what you
keep doing
do.
it.
That's
You
what
could
you're
keep
You
doing
spin
notorious
the
for.
facts. You
Anyways,
twist the
Donna said
facts.
she wanted to come up in a box to apologize to me. If Donna's going to apologize to me, I need
I
that
invited her a long
apology
time
to
ago.
match the level of disrespect. So,
Can
I
Donna, if
invited
you
her
would like
up.
to come into a
something?
box, I will hear you out.
Can I just say something? Like, what does everybody want right now out of this live?
I'm
What
out.
is it that you need? Who's out? Bree? Bree's out.
I'm
Good
out.
night, Bree.
I'm headed
Have a good
out.
dinner.
Good night.
What can make things easier? What will
For
help?
these dumb bitches
you-
to stop talking to me. That
Yeah,
would be cool.
Okay. Okay.
Respect the boundary. Don't speak to me.
Yeah.
Sit quietly in the space. Don't speak to me.
Okay.
I did so much for you. I don't give a fuck because your betrayal erased all of it. All of it.
But all of this stuff that's going on in the background and all this animosity between everybody is taken away from like the bigger picture, which is we have a problem here on Witch Talk. We have a problem, and it seems to be, for me, it seems to be less about teaching and learning and being able to reach out to people that you see as mentors, and more about drama and keeping drama alive on pages.
So this is I'm going to stop you there because this
Yeah.
is not, when it comes to me,
Yeah.
specifically me, it's not drama. These people affected my real life.
Yeah, I know they did.
It wasn't TikTok.
No, I know they did.
It was my real everyday fucking life.
Yes, I know they did.
So
I
I'm not
watched
going to
it.
minimize it to drama and let it go. I don't
No.
want the bitch to talk to me because the level of betrayal, even if I wanted, like Donna came up here because she wants to apologize. Donna was supposed to be my best friend for 5 fucking years and allowed herself to be convinced by that fucking cunt who refuses to keep talking to me when I've set the boundary not to fucking speak to me, not to address me, because bitch, it's not TikTok. I have real life fucking beef with you.
Yeah.
You sat there and you mimicked me. The bitch is selling oils after she's making posts disparaging my fucking business, telling people not to buy my shit to my closest friends, saying I was going to spend that money on drugs. That was my livelihood.
That's why I
Nothing
got
she
so
did
much.
prior matters to me, and it never fucking will.
So it's very
Ever.
personal for you.
It's not just TikTok beef or TikTok
No, it's
drama
personal.
because I don't have I will hear Mystic Miami out. That bitch has tried to have me swatted. She tried to contact my kids to try to turn my kids against me. She's called animal control on me to get my dogs taken away. The police came to my house multiple fucking times. She has done every fucking despicable thing to me, and I don't have the amount of fucking hatred. Actually, I don't even have hatred. That amount of fucking fuck you in my heart and soul that I have the Witch of the Southeast, because that fucking cunt will never excuse what she did to me.
No.
That's why she bounced out of here, because watch what Donna has to say.
Go ahead, Donna.
Donna.
Okay, I'm going to apologize if my toddler is loud in the background or we hear Miss Rachel. So, and I put my face on camera. Celeste, I did reach out on Facebook a while back. I don't know what you want, kid. She's real pissy right now. I did reach out on Facebook a while back. I don't think you were on there anymore. So that's what I've said in the comments. That's what I've said afterwards. That's what I said in my thing to you. So I have no problem publicly apologizing, because I loved you. I still love you, Celeste. And because I acted out of emotion, that doesn't make it right. You know, what happened, it doesn't make it right. I was concerned, and I went about it the wrong way.
Why were you concerned?
I was concerned about you in general, because you were in a strange place. I mean, yes, they were your family, but you know, I don't want to blast it out there what you told me, but
speak the truth, because everything else is being fucking talked about. Speak the truth.
Well,
my unsavory family, right?
Your uncle.
I was worried about being around my unsavory family.
Exactly, and that's why I was concerned. And I was worried about that. I was worried about the man. I was worried about all of it. And you weren't being yourself, right? Not the Celeste that I knew, right? And so instead of looking big picture, none of it matters, right? I participated in shit that I shouldn't have. That's the bottom of it, the bottom line, right? I acted out of emotion. I participated in things that I shouldn't have. I probably started talking to people that I shouldn't have about you, right? When it came to that topic. Now, I will say, I would hope that Crystal would also say this as well. When I spoke to Crystal, it was not an accusation. This is what Celeste is doing. This is what I believe Celeste is doing, or anything like that. It was completely that, like, is this what's happening? Like, something's not right. I don't know what's going on. I'm afraid for her, right? Oh my God. Hold on. There's fucking Miss Rachel on the TV, you little crazy. Yeah, I say curse words to my kid. If you don't like it, call CPS, I guess. I don't know what to tell you. But, you know, that's what it was. And I was wrong. And I've talked to multiple people I don't talk to many people anymore. So the 2 or 3 people that I do speak to about, you know, I want to reach out to Celeste. I want to apologize to her, but I also know Celeste, and apologizing to Celeste doesn't mean that Celeste is going to forgive me. I don't think it makes any of it better either. It's just because it's the right thing to do, right? It's the right thing to do, period. Mm-hmm. Regardless. And so was I really pissed off at Crystal for a minute? Yeah, because I felt like Crystal, like, what the fuck, man? You ran and like kind of left me high and dry, and kind of it looked a certain way. You know what I mean? I love Celeste. I've always loved Celeste, and I hate the way that it all went down. I mean, she was with me through all of it, through getting pregnant with this baby, having this baby, like covering when this baby was born, the whole 9 yards. And so I am genuinely sorry, and I apologize. And I said fucked shit when I was mad. Definitely. I called you a bitch and an asshole and probably something else. I don't know. But
I am one.
Well, you know, and I do. And I don't expect like that we're going to become best friends again, but I don't want to hate each other either. And that's kind of where I'm at with all of it, regardless of who it's about. Like, I mean, I talk to a lot of people, like, and it's not to carry information back and forth. Like, at one point it was, when I did talk to Leslie, it was to try to get people to make peace, right? Like, you don't have to like each other. You don't have to be friends, but at least, like, let's just not do what this has been for the longest time anymore, right? Because there's far too many people who were true, genuine friends. I really don't know what you want. I don't know if you can tell, she's faking because she's saying rant. But there are people, tons of people who are genuinely friends. No, she doesn't want me to pick her up. We're getting teeth. So I'm about to, I don't let her have the binky anymore unless it's bedtime. But we're gonna here. Do you want your plug? There you go. Ta-da! Anyways, I just feel like
Use a plug.
yeah, that's what I
Power
call
of
it.
Binky, dude. Power of Binky.
Yeah, but that's. I mean, honestly, what I feel like has been the big issue is there's been a lot of people who had true and genuine friendships that this bullshit has gotten in between people, you know? That's exactly what happened here. And I will say, I don't speak to Jenny anymore. There was a fallout that happened there because I chose to distance myself because I didn't have that anger to hold on to anymore, right? I don't want to be angry. I wasn't angry, right? Celeste, I wasn't angry with you at any point. Like, I might have called it anger, but there was never that, you know? I was just fucking sad, man. Like, I was sad. And so I chose to separate myself. I don't think it's beneficial or helpful. I don't know what the goal was of like the fighting on here because I don't talk to Bree anymore either, right?
Can I ask you a question real quick? Do you remember the conversation I had with you about Witch of Southeast when she was buying everything off my website? And the concern I had with how much money she was funneling towards me off my website?
Yes, a little bit. And that's what I said too in the comments, which is if you're going to do something for someone, it is not to hold it over their head. You do for someone because you want to, because it's the right thing to do. It's because it's who you are. You don't give someone money or a gift or anything like that. Like, yes, are you, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what she, as far as afterwards, she made comments and told me certain things she did. But again, you don't do it. Now, the reason that I told her not to go down there is because if anything, bring you to her, right? But don't go down there because it wasn't safe.
I didn't think it was safe either.
Yes,
it wasn't safe. We all could agree it was not safe. I almost lost my life. I was not safe.
And that's why I said that.
The issue was I was not going to involve you because Isla at the time was having failure to thrive. You were going through postpartum. I didn't want to act, and I know how emotional that you get when it comes to me. So I was like purposely leaving you out of it. Had I known that Jenny was breaking the vow in council and repeating things that were said in council to you, I would have called you. And I'm pretty sure she manipulated it as a way to make it seem like she was my best friend over you. And I'm pretty sure it did trigger some emotions for you.
And I will say Bree was actually the one who I talked to first about what was going. She just said there's some stuff. I think it was like there was some stuff going on with you and that I might want to reach out to you. I would have came up here when they were on here, but you guys would have definitely not been able to hear me because of the baby. And I think it just would have been worse. But I think it was actually Bree first, and it was out of a place of like, no, we don't play with nails. Like at that point, I think she genuinely was like, Donna can talk to her or like, you know what I mean? Like she knew that I would be concerned or whatever. And so I think it was originally Bree. And then that's how Jenny and I even talked. I'd never spoken to Jenny before that. Now, all the rest of it and council and all that other shit, I don't know anything about that. You know, I wasn't part of it. So I don't know what was not supposed to be said or what was said. But yeah, it was kind of made out that way a little bit.
Literally nothing was supposed to be said. That's the whole fucking problem. Nothing was supposed to be said.
I did talk to Jenny a lot, like when she was on her way to get you and things like that, because she was just kind of keeping me updated, right? It was never this like, at that initial point, like this situation where it's like, oh, everybody talked bad about Celeste or like everybody's talking bad about Celeste. I immediately, I actually sent a message to Lady Lavender while we were on this live because I thought she hated me. I thought she had me blocked, honestly. But I sent her a message as well just to say, like, I'm sorry I made that assumption that you just didn't like me because of this fallout. Do you know what I mean? And I saw my last message to her was like, hey, how do we get, like, I'm reaching out to everybody. Let's get some money together to help Celeste. I think it was when you were still in Texas, right? Like, that was the last message I had sent to her. And then when we did fall out, I made it a point, like, I didn't want to have a public back and forth, right? Because even now, well, you know how it goes with certain people. They've always tried to get me to, like, flip on you when we have a little tiff, and now it's like, oh well, we fell out, so really want me to flip on you, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, like I knew it. That's why I wasn't going to engage it. I said what I had to say, and I meant what I said. And the
Right.
thing is, like, you do know me, and you know, like, there's levels of things I will let slide, and
Right.
okay, you took accountability, I'm gonna let it go. But the disparaging of my business, telling people I was on drugs, things like that, I can't let go.
Right.
Now I don't
Because that
know
was attack on my livelihood.
who said don't buy. So who said don't buy from your? I was not privy to that conversation specifically.
Well,
So
Lady
I don't.
Lavender could tell you.
Oh,
Fucking Jenny.
Jenny, she did it to me. She did it to me.
Which
too,
of the
at the
fucking
same
time?
time.
yeah.
And no, I
Yeah.
will not pay her respect for doing that. That's, you want to disparage my friend? Fuck you. I'm writing you off in my book. I'm sorry.
Well, and I think there's a lot of big feelings too that are between not just like Celeste and I, and Celeste and Jenny, and Lady Lavender and Celeste and Jenny. Like in those lives, it was a very like tight knit group back, before all the fallout happened. It was always the same people that were in there, and so there's a lot of hurt feelings all around, I
And
think.
Rob was included in that as well. That's how all this is all weaved together.
Right. Well, and here's what
Right.
I think now that I see. I feel like here's the real talk, okay? Fuck, man. When it comes to this today, like Rob in a box and Bree defending Rob yesterday, and just a week ago, they were coming after Rob and Jennifer, and then now Rob's in a box, and like it just seems calculated wild card, because then here we are, like where we've got you guys in a box, and then Jenny gets to get her lick in at Celeste, and that kind of it just feels like it feels calculated a little bit. And I'm not saying that's what's happening, but it all feels really calculated. And I am sorry. I apologize. There should have been conversations way sooner between just Celeste and I. Like, it doesn't matter. None of that matters. That I was like fresh postpartum, and my emotions or anything like that. None of that matters. Like, it doesn't excuse, it doesn't make it right. None of it matters. None of it. And like, when it comes to sides on any of this stuff with like the other group and shit like that, I'm not on a side, man. I just want everybody to not have their fucking lives fucked up,
No,
Here.
Rob, I reached out to Rob last night, and I was like, I'm getting this overwhelming sense that you're going to be scapegoated. So
Yes!
I opened The Great Betrayer, and I rewrote it last night. And I spellcasted through Cunning this morning to make sure that nothing but truth was going to be shown today, and that he couldn't be scapegoated because he already took accountability. But the truth of the matter is, these things exist in this space. This space is not safe. If people don't like your essence and your aura, or they envy it, they will try to destroy it as much as they can to lower you, because something within them isn't good enough. And instead of trying to learn from you and obtain that for themselves, they covet it and they envy you, and they try to destroy you and dim your light so they could feel better about themselves. That's not witchcraft. That's fucking psychological warfare.
Rob came to me personally, and he was just like, I'm sorry. And he explained the entire situation, and he apologized for what he said to me. And the fact that he could take that accountability, kudos to you, dude.
And Rob knew he fucking did me dirty. The first thing, when Rob could attest to this, he came to me and I said, Rob, send it all to me. He's like, I will, on one condition. And I said, what? And he said that you don't press charges on me. Do you know how grave your actions had to be as a group, as a whole, as an individual, to be like, yeah, I'll share it with you because you should know, but please don't press charges on me? Because that means not only he knew what they were doing was unlawful and illegal and just downright disgusting, they knew it too.
Nightmare Squishy had their hand up. You wanted to say something? I don't believe I know you, but
Yes, I just wanted to let everyone else finish. This particular group of people, I think, as an outsider looking in, has targeted certain people when they are at their most vulnerable, whether that be mental disabilities, postpartum, going through something with family. They have targeted when you are most vulnerable, when your guards are not going to be up. They have targeted at that particular point to manipulate yourself and your mind. And that's why they've targeted you as a person.
Clearly, they that's exactly what they do. They target vulnerable aspects. See, when I was going through my situation, I was not vulnerable. I actually was at the peak of following my Orisha's every word in meditation, trying to get me through. And a lot, like, that's when Jenny tried to switch plans, because I was supposed to go stay at Crystal's house. And Jenny switched her plans. It's like, come with me to Tennessee. And I was like, no. She's like, so you'd rather be here with them than me? And she took such offense to the fact that I wasn't going to go to Tennessee with her. Like, I had just went from Texas. I had a plan to open a brick and mortar in Texas. That fell through after 3 days. Then I'm back in my U-Haul driving to fucking Kentucky after 3 days of moving to Texas. And then I just have to go to my family compound because that's the only place I could go. Then I fucking go from my family compound for 2 months and then wind up in Florida for Jenny to be like, no, come with me to Tennessee. And I was like, no, my Orisha want me here. I'm going to stay where my Orisha guide me. And her words were, you rather listen to your Orisha than me. And I looked at her like, yes, bitch. Like, are you crazy?
So we got Little Box of Jars, just got in, hasn't talked yet. Let's hear from you. Little Box of Jars. What
I'm
you
here.
got
I'm
today?
here. Sorry. So I wanted to address Rob on the situations that pertained when it came to him and Mystic and Grammy and all of them when it can pertain to my children and when that came in about and all of it and why you allowed yourself to get sucked into any of it.
Like I said, when I got into that group, I didn't have a lot of history to go off of with everyone's background and history with each other and what led to each other hating each other, whatever the case may be, which is a failure on my part to do my due diligence, to look at both sides. I just automatically took their word as being law. So when they told me that, you were this horrible person that was running around and sharing their personal information with people and things of that nature, that is what led me to ultimately decide to want to help them or assist them or, whatever word you want to term that, with the things that I did as far as speaking out publicly and things like that against you, Pandora.
Which me and you have had, our own private conversations, and I have tried to, tell people, we've had our private conversations, and I've told you that, me and you aren't going to be the best of friends or anything, but on a diplomatic level, I can carry a, somewhat relationship there with you and stuff like that, and that I did respect you enough for coming to me and showing me the actual proof of while Mystic was on the phone making these hellacious calls towards me through, social services and the police, that they were also asking you for information and trying to ask you to go gather information about my child and to get videos about my child and to do things when it came to my kid that had already went through enough in her own little life.
Right. They had asked me to go to your profile and certain videos that you had posted. They wanted me to grab those and drop them in this separate chat they had for quote unquote legal purposes. That was the name of the chat. Then of course they turned around and used that, as you have attested to, for not legal purposes.
They just pretty much got on lives and spewed to the world that Children's Services should have been called, and then they ended up calling Children's Services. Then after a while, when I finally came on the app again and talked about, the fact that a investigation had been underway and stuff like that, and it had been, over a month and a half that this investigation had been underway because I was swatted. Children's Services and what we would call our small, tiny town's whole almost police department came to my house. Then they had vests and it was serious. It's very serious. So, the accusations were that they were on the phone with me while I was having a nervous breakdown and holding my kids hostage with a pew-pew. And, that I needed immediate help. So, it was a very serious accusation as to what they were doing and saying. And then they made me public apologize before all of that because there was certain things that they got away with due to using VPNs and other things. And it was due to the investigation that was happening on the back end towards the callers and the situation at hand that had a whole almost police department at my fucking doorstep. So, yeah, that's why and my daughter was home, by the way, at the time. She was sick. She was home from school when this happened, and she was very shaken up. It took me almost an hour just to calm her down from the situation. It was not a very good situation. It was very harsh, abrasive.
Right. So Birch is revealing his final thoughts. So he asked me to do this when he gave me the sign. So there you go.
Thank you all for coming in. I'm Uncle Birch. I'm the uncle to all witches, and some of you are very disappointing. And I'm very disappointed in a lot of you. And some of you, you made some progress today. And I hope that progress goes somewhere. What we didn't have here is Celtic Hex, Grammy Druid, Punk Rock Witch, and others that initiated this shit all over the fucking internet. You all have more in common than you have differences. And this petty squabbling, unfortunately, goes back to our origins. They speak of the cunning folk being like this, biting each other in the ass, fighting all over the place. Well, the cunning folk didn't have Project 2025 breathing down their fucking ass. The cunning folk didn't have our government taking away your religious rights. We need to stand together. We need to get over this petty, squabbly fucking shit. I of course, have made my errors and jumped into petty, squabbly shit. However, I've apologized for those things, but those things that I did brought up all of this other stuff that just came to light today. Rob, I misjudged you, I believe. I detected no lies in your statement. Donna, I detected no lies. Most of you, I detected no lies, but this penny ante shit of you fucking attacking each other all day fucking every day, it needs to end, man. It needs to end. This is not the time. As I always try and tell a friend of mine, Christian Day, who's always like, he's always in a war, and then he attacks several other people. It's like, don't make new enemies when you're dealing with the one enemy. Finish that fight, and then you can go on to fucking other enemies. So once we defeat Project 2025, if y'all want to fight amongst yourselves, then do it. But let's fucking get the job done first. Let's establish ourselves to where we actually get to keep doing what we're fucking doing, and they don't make it illegal. And then if you fucking squabbling bitches want to fucking fight with each other, well, then you can fight. Now is not the fucking time. You have more in common than you have differences. I've seen some possibilities here today that may make some peace, some apologies given, some people admitting the shit that they did. I'm hoping this was beneficial for the entire community. And to recognize there's a group of people, always the same fucking people, that are a detriment to our community. And that's all they fucking do. And Grammy Druid, Celtic Hex, Punk Rock Witch. I kind of get along with Mystic Miami now, so I'm hoping she's not involved in that shit anymore. But we need to get past this shit. And then once victory is achieved, then we can fight. Okay? It's like Russia was an ally of the United States in World War II until they achieved victory and stormed Berlin. And then they turned on each other. That's the time to try. If you need to fucking turn on each other, be strategic with your shit. Okay? Once we have the main enemy taken care of, then we can engage in these penny ante bullshit fucking fights that you all want to be fucking involved in. I'm Uncle Birch, coming to you live from New Orleans, reminding you that Level 1 Witch School is available at the lowest price ever. You get over there to gumroad.com/witch school and look for Level 1 Witch School. Join anytime at lowest price ever. But I think what you all need right now, my best-selling class on Witch Talk, for a good reason, Magical Warfare, Feeding on Your Enemies. So if you want to continue engaging in this penny ante shit with each other, you can convert all of the energy coming at you from all of the people that you pissed off into fucking money, into power, into love, whatever you want. You can have your enemies doing your spell work for you. Get over there to gumroad.com/witch school. And we'll be back tomorrow, hopefully, learning some witchcraft, doing some witch school, not engaging in this penny ante bullshit. A lot of y'all are a fucking embarrassment, man. Fucking embarrassment. The way you squander this fucking thing. When the internet wasn't even in existence yet, when we had the BBS systems, the first people to take over on the BBS systems were the pagans, the witches. Because we recognized that our people had not had the ability to communicate for hundreds of years. And as such, we recognized a level of solidarity. We got along. We learned from each other. We taught stuff. We did stuff. That's what I want to fucking do here. I don't want to engage in this penny ante fucking bullshit all the fucking time and have we just did 2 hours. People fighting amongst themselves. Rob got lost in the fucking equation. He was the original subject matter. And then so many other people had fucking wars with each other. We weren't even talking about Rob anymore. So, some of you disappoint your uncle. Do better. Okay? Do better. Do good things. And don't be a dick. As our ancestors used to say, to remind us of the troubled times through which they came and the breadcrumb trail that they left you to follow in these old ways. Merry meet. Say, merry. Okay? Let's be fucking merry, okay? Let's not be fucking assholes. Let's not backbiting fucking motherfuckers fucking stabbing each other in the back for shit that doesn't even fucking matter. Merry meet. Merry part. Merry meet again, y'all. I'll see you tomorrow.